Chapter 1. Transmigration. Golden Finger activated. The young man stared at himself in the mirror and at the yellow-furred rodent perched on his shoulder, surprise flickering across his face. He had actually transmigrated. He'd become Ash Ketchum, the protagonist of the Pokémon world, and sitting beside him was the famous Pikachu. In his original life, he was Xiaozhi, a devoted Pokémon fan who had idolized Ash. After exploding with fury at the official announcement that Ash's journey was ending, Xiaozhi had met a shocking, electrifying end and then woken up in this body. He smiled. Since fate had handed him this chance, he would forge his own path and become a Pokémon Master. As an orphan in his former life, he had nothing to hold him back. Excitement bubbled up as he sorted through the memories he'd inherited. His predecessor had just finished the Silver Conference and was preparing to leave for Hoenn the next day. "Ash, Pikachu, come down for dinner," Delia called from downstairs. "We know, Mom. We'll be right there," Ash answered. Cradling Pikachu, he went down to the dining room. The red-haired woman and the mime-like Pokémon waiting at the table were, of course, Delia and Mr. Mime. The spread looked delicious, and his appetite returned instantly. "I'm gonna dig in," Ash declared. "Pika Pika," Pikachu agreed. So good." Ash's eyes shone as he ate, and Pikachu nodded in agreement. When he finished, he stood up, and Pikachu scampered up his arm onto his shoulder. "Mom, I'm going to Professor Oak's lab," Ash said. "All right, be careful on your way," Delia replied. "Got it, Mom." Pika Pika, ding, a chime echoed in Ash's head. He stopped instinctively. Pikachu on his shoulder tilted its head and let out a puzzled cry. "It's nothing, Pikachu," Ash said, smiling and continuing toward Professor Oak's lab. Pokémon Achievement System activated. A thrill ran through him. A golden finger, just what every transmigrator wanted. He didn't waste time asking in his head. "System, what are your functions?" Ding. Host, the system has 3 main functions. First, view all Pokémon information. Second, a Pokémon Mall where you can purchase items including Megastones and Z-Crystals using points. And third, achievement missions. Completing achievement missions grants rewards. Points are earned through Pokémon battles. Higher-level Pokémon earn more points. Ding. System long-term missions include travel achievements. Defeating a gym awards 1,000 points. In the league tournament, top 16 earns 2,000 points. Top 8 earns 5,000. Top 4 earns 10,000. Third place earns 15,000. Runner-up earns 20,000. Champion earns 50,000. Ash whooped inwardly. "We're off," he thought, grinning. "System, is there a newbie gift pack?" Ding. As compensation, the system will settle achievement points from the host's Kanto and Johto journeys. Ding. Compensatory points for the Kanto journey are being settled, 23,000 points. "Yes!" Ash laughed, staring at the virtual panel. He glanced at Pikachu on his shoulder and opened the system's Pokémon info. Category Mouse Pokémon, type Electric, ability Static, 30% chance to paralyze a Pokémon that hits it with a contact move. Strength, Gym Peak. Moves, Thundershock, Thunderbolt, Quick Attack, Agility, Terra-type Flightum None. The ranking system ran from Normal, Superior, Gym, Quasi-Heavenly King, Elite, Champion, Legendary Divine to Ultra Legendary. As expected, Pikachu had already reached Gym Peak, and its Terra-type was Flying. Interesting. Ash browsed the mall while walking. A regular Pokeball cost 200 points, a Great Ball 500 points, Ultra Balls and other specialty balls 1,000 points, and a Master Ball a whopping 10,000 points. Most held items were 1,000 points, TMs 2,000. Legendary Pokémon items weren't available for purchase. Z-Rings, regular Z-Crystals, Terra Orbs, and Keystone items cost 5,000 points. 50 Terra Shards, Megastones, and exclusive Z-Crystals cost 10,000 points. The Terra Orb's nice bonus. After use, the system would automatically refill its Terra energy. Soon they arrived at Professor Oak's lab, the red house with the huge windmill in front. Ash pushed open the door and pressed the bell. Ding dong. Xiaojian opened the door for him, and Professor Oak walked over with a warm smile. "Good morning, Ash." "Good morning, Professor Oak, Xiaojian," Ash replied. "Here to see your Pokémon?" Professor Oak asked. Ash followed him to the backyard and began checking on the team. A green, frog-like creature with a strange seed on its back bounded up first and greeted him with a cry, followed by a burst of solar beam aimed at the sky. "Good morning, Bulbasaur," Ash grinned. The ground trembled as more Pokémon rushed over. Bayleaf was the fastest. It nuzzled against him and rubbed itself along his legs. Ash laughed and fussed over his Pokémon, and of course, used the system to check their stats. Snorlax, Gym Late Stage, Terra Type Normal. Bulbasaur and Heracross, Gym Early Stage, Terra Types Grass and Bug. Bayleaf, Kingler, Tauros, Leader, and Noctowl, Superior Peak, with Terra Types Grass, Water, Normal, and Flying. Muck, Superior Late Stage, Terra Type Poison. Totodile and Cyndaquil, Superior Mid Stage, Terra Types Water and Fire. Phanpy, Normal Late Stage, Terra Type Ground. Cyndaquil was close to evolving. Once it did, its strength would likely reach Superior Late Stage. For Hoenn, Professor Oak, I'll take Phanpy, Ash told Oak. All right, is that the only one you want? Professor Oak asked curiously. Bayleaf heard this and immediately began to whine and rub itself all over Ash, pleading. Fine, Bayleaf, you can come too, Ash relented, stroking its neck. The Bayleaf quieted, looking at him with pitiful, reluctant eyes. And an old friend, Ash added. Oh, is that so? Professor Oak nodded and didn't press for details. He led Ash to the Pokémon transfer device and called up one more. Come out, Charizard. A dragon-like roar shook the yard as Charizard emerged. Ability, Blaze. Fire moves boosted 1.5 inch H strength. Quasi-Heavenly King initial stage. Moves, Flamethrower, Seismic Toss, Dragon Pulse, Overheat, Air Slash, Dragon Tail. Terra-type Dragon, held item none. Charizard's power had reached Quasi-Heavenly King, and its Terra-type was Dragon. Ash felt a surge of pride. Hey, Charizard, you've grown stronger again, he said. Roar, Charizard responded. Ash spent some of his points in the mall, a few TMs and useful held items to train and strengthen the team. He picked up a Terra Orb, a Z-Ring, and a normal Z-Crystal for safety. Professor Oak and Xiaozhi watched, pleasantly surprised by how earnest Ash's training was. Oak was proud to see how much he'd grown. That morning's training paid off. Pikachu was given a light ball and learned a new move called Crystallize Outbreak. Charizard, with a charcoal equipped, learned Dragon Rush. Snorlax learned Sleep Talk. Cyndaquil evolved into Quilava and reached superior late-stage strength. The rest of the team made steady improvements as well. By the end of his purchases and training, Ash had exhausted his 23,000 points. After lunch, he decided not to continue training at the lab. Instead, he took Pikachu and headed toward Viridian Forest to do a bit of exploring and scouting, preparations for the journey to Hoenn. To be continued. P.S. New author, new book, new journey. Please support and add this to your collection. Chapter 2. Capture in Viridian Forest. Pidgeot's Return. Viridian Forest was vast, far larger and denser than the outskirts the previous traveler had passed through in Kanto. Deep inside, the trees grew so thick they cast the interior in almost perpetual shadow, an ideal haven for bug and flying-type Pokémon. It was the place where Ash had first caught two Pokémon, Caterpie and Pidgeotto. Caterpie would later evolve into Butterfree and fly off with its mate. Pidgeotto had evolved into Pidgeot and stayed behind, pledging to protect the local Pidgey and Pidgeotto. Now it was time to keep that promise and bring Pidgeot home. Ash breathed in the cool, earthy air and felt energized. All right, Pikachu, let's push through together. Pikachu thumped his chest confidently. They cut through the forest like a storm, battling every wild Pokémon that challenged them and earning Ash a steady stream of points. Whenever a Pokémon was defeated, Ash exchanged some of his points for energy cubes and handed them over as compensation before moving on, leaving peaceful Pokémon in their wake. Pikachu, look! Pikachu suddenly tapped Ash and pointed toward a rustle in the underbrush. A small brown fox-like Pokémon padded out into the clearing. Eevee? Ash grinned. Eevee was rare, the perfect catch with its many possible evolutions. Type Normal. Ability, Adaptability, boosts moves of the same type. Strength, mid-level normal. Moves, Agility, Sand Attack, Swift, Quick Attack, Dig, Shadow Sneak, Double Kick. Dynamax type. Ash's eyes widened when he saw the moves Eevee already knew. Shadow Sneak, Dig, Double Kick. This Eevee was gifted. The fox held its head high and sauntered closer, calm and unbothered. All right, Pikachu, catch that Eevee, Ash commanded. Pikachu. Pikachu charged, sparks crackling from his cheeks. Eevee's tail flicked. Sensing the electrical threat, it vanished into the ground with Dig. Oh no, Pikachu, Thunderbolt, Ash shouted. Pikachu! Pikachu released a bolt of electricity, but Eevee had already burrowed away. Ash watched the disturbed soil carefully. Pikachu, use agility to get close, then quick attack on the right. Pikachu, with a streak of white light, Pikachu accelerated and slammed into Eevee, knocking it off balance. Nice. Finish it with our special move, Crystallize Outbreak. Pikachu gathered a flash of white energy in his tiny fist and struck. The attack hit Eevee with a blue glow that left it unable to continue fighting. Ash tossed a Pokeball. It struck, glowed red, and absorbed Eevee. The ball trembled, then clicked over with a 3-star flash. Ash and Pikachu whooped. I caught Eevee? Ash cheered. Pikachu ran over and nudged the Pokeball toward him. Ash withdrew Eevee and immediately used some points to get a potion, spraying it over Eevee's scrapes. Eevee blinked awake in Ash's arms and accepted an energy cube Ash offered. One bite later, the little fox perked up and cuddled against Ash's chest. After a few fond rubs, Ash returned Eevee to its Pokeball, and the pair continued deeper into the forest. An hour later, the canopy thinned and light poured through the branches. Bug types had become scarce. This section of the forest belonged to a stronger family. Pidgey and Pidgeotto fluttered and cried from the branches, a clear sign they were on Pidgeot territory. Ash slowed, knowing an intruder would be unwelcome if he pushed too far. He drew a steady breath and called up to the trees. Pidgeot, I've come to pick you up. I'm sorry I'm late. A rush of wind, agility in the air reached them. 2 large Pidgeot descended into the sunlight, their wings cutting the air. The lead Pidgeot carried itself like a king. Pidgeot, over here! Ash repeated. The lead Pidgeot swept down and enfolded Ash and Pikachu under its broad wings. Type normal flying. Ability, keen eye, cannot lose accuracy, ignores evasion boost. Strength, gym leader level. Moves, gust, brave bird, roost, steel wing, hyper beam. Do you want to travel with me again? Ash asked. Pidge, Ott. The bird's gaze sparked with fighting spirit. All right, Pikachu, show it what you can do. Pika. Pikachu rocked back on his haunches, ready. Pidgeot sliced the air with a wing. Air slash. Ash shouted a command. Pikachu, dodge and close in with quick attack, then thunderbolt. Pika. Chew. Pikachu slipped under the air slash and fired a golden current of electricity. Pidgeot twisted free and dove in with Brave Bird, charging down with devastating force. Smoke and feathers erupted where Thunderbolt met Brave Bird. Ash's grin widened. The crash had been enormous, but Pidgeot had emerged. Pikachu's special attack was bolstered by the light ball it carried, and yet Pidgeot had taken the hit. Pikachu, quick attack, Ash urged. Instead of a simple quick attack, Pikachu pulsed with electricity, then launched himself forward in a blaze of lightning. It was Volt Tackle, Pikachu's signature sacrificial strike. Pidgeot met the charge head-on with Brave Bird. The collision detonated in a cloud of smoke. When the haze cleared, both Pokémon stood, and Pikachu was perched on Pidgeot's head, waving. Pikachu, pie, he chirped. Pidgeot swooped close and nuzzled Ash's chest. Ash released a Pokeball and offered it up. Pidgeot pecked gently and returned to Ash's party, reclaiming the bond they had once shared. The nearby Pidgey and Pidgeotto cried out as if to say farewell, and Ash traded a few energy cubes to the flock as a parting gift. That's it. Mission complete. Let's go, Pikachu, Ash said. Pika! Pikachu nodded, and together they left Viridian Forest. The late sun cast long shadows as they walked out beneath the trees. Backyard lights twinkled at Professor Oak's lab. Delia Ketchum, Professor Oak, and Xiaozhi had gathered to give Ash a send-off. Ash's Pokémon were there too, the yard bright with voices and laughter. The farewell was warm and lively, a fitting close to another step in his journey. To be continued. Chapter 3, Setting Off for the Hoenn region, the true protagonist appears. The backyard of Professor Oak's lab was alive with the sound of Pokémon. Ash's team had gathered and were trading barbs and boasts like old friends. Long time no see, Pidgeot. I didn't expect you to get so strong, Bulbasaur said, eyes shining. That's nothing. You're still not stronger than me, Charizard boasted. Pidgeot inclined his head politely, then teased Charizard. It's rare for a troublemaker like you to behave yourself. Hey, I wasn't a troublemaker, Charizard bristled. Want to settle this with a fight? He shot a glare at Pidgeot. Who's afraid of whom? Pidgeot replied, refusing to back down. Okay, let's calm down. Bulbasaur hurried between them, trying to mediate. Before the tempers could flare, Eevee hopped up onto a large rock and struck a dramatic pose. Don't underestimate me just because I'm small now. Soon I'll be the strongest, and I'll replace that yellow mouse as the favorite, Eevee declared proudly. Then you better get on our good side before you get big, said Eevee, looking down at the others with a smug grin. Attack! Teach this arrogant Eevee some humility. Bayleaf was the first to lose patience and led a playful charge of the boys. Use your words, not your fists, Eevee squealed as he fled, dodging the clumsy attackers. Pikachu watched the commotion, occasionally shaking his head and letting out a resigned Pika. Meanwhile, the farewell party at home had ended. Delia handed Ash a fresh set of clothes and a backpack. Here you go, Ash. Your mom packed these for you. Thanks, Mom. Ash accepted the gear with a grin. Professor Oak approached with a device in his hands. This is the most up-to-date Pokémon index for the Hoenn region. Consider it a parting gift. When you get to Hoenn, stop by and see Dr. Otamaki. Oh, thank you, Professor Oak, Ash said, tucking the Pokédex into his bag. It wasn't as convenient as his system, but it would do fine. The next morning, Delia waved them off at the dock. Be careful, Ash. Pikachu, take care of my son. Pikapi, Pikachu chirped. Ash and his Pokémon boarded the cruise ship bound for Hoenn. On deck, Eevee immediately claimed Ash's other shoulder as his new perch, earning a dramatic faux glare from Bayleaf in spirit. Fanpy charged up and down the planks, and half thrilled by the motion of the ocean. Pidgeot stayed inside, too big to roam about comfortably on the ship. They enjoyed a peaceful voyage as the mainland faded behind them and the sea stretched out in every direction. But in the distance, two figures and a cat watched the group through binoculars. They weren't interested in the view. They were interested in Pikachu. Night fell. Everyone in Ash's cabin had fallen asleep when the door clicked open. A mechanical arm shot in, seized Pikachu, and yanked him back toward the doorway. Pika! Pikachu startled awake and cried out. Ash bolted upright. Pikachu, what's happening? He shouted, throwing open the door. Outside, masked in the dim corridor light, were three familiar silhouettes. The intruders burst into their trademark anthem. We'll be merciful and tell you how to keep the world from falling apart, to protect love and truth from evil. We are the rocket team that crosses the skies. Jesse! James! Meowth, that's right! Meowth chimed. Ash's heart sank. He darted after them with a Pokeball in hand, but the trio already had Pikachu trapped inside an electric-damping shield. Pikapi! Pikachu slammed against the barrier, frantic. Release Pikachu right now, Ash demanded. Not a chance, kiddo. Pikachu's coming with us. Jesse laughed. Wobbuffet, you're up. Use Payback, Arbok, Poison Sting. James and Meowth barked orders. Weezing stepped forward and hissed, ready to use smoke. Don't let them get away. Pidgeot, go! Ash shouted. Use Hurricane to blow away the smoke, then Steel Wing to break the shield. Pidgeot burst from the cabin, wings beating hard. The Team Rocket trio had badly underestimated Pidgeot's speed. With a brilliant flash of metal from his wings, he shattered the anti-electric field. Pikachu tumbled free and leaped onto Pidgeot's back. Pikachu, Thunderbolt! Pidgeot, Gust! Ash called. Pika, Chew! Pidgeot! Responded his partners. Pidgeot and Pikachu combined their attacks. A crackling Thunderbolt met a howling Gust, and the blast shot the trio into the sky. Ugh, this is disgusting! They wailed as they tumbled away. Pidgeot landed back on the deck, and Pikachu jumped straight into Ash's arms. You're okay, Ash breathed, hugging him tight. He ruffled Pidgeot's feathers in thanks. A small ping sounded above Ash's head. Ding. Achievement unlocked. First time foiling Team Rocket. Reward, 5,000 points. The rest of the voyage passed without further incident. Ash used the time wisely to train. He had Pikachu practice channeling Steel-type energy on the deck until it could perform Iron Tail, with Pidgeot coaching beside him. Pikachu's tail sparked and hardened, and one practiced swing landed squarely on a training target with a satisfying crack. Ash whooped in delight. With the points he'd just earned, Ash bought Pidgeot a sharp beak and a TM containing Heatwave, and he purchased 2 power weights for Eevee and Fanpy. The extra load helped the 2 smaller Pokémon grow quickly. Before long, Fanpy reached a high level of normal strength, and Eevee had pushed into the late stage of normal training. Watching the others' sessions inspired Fanpy to pick up a new move as well, Iron Head, giving him an edge against ice types. As the ship approached, the outline of the Hoenn region rose from the horizon. The landscape was strikingly varied: tropical rainforests, dry deserts, and most notable of all, vast stretches of open water that rivaled the land itself. Islands of every size dotted the ocean, reachable only by boat, and some places could even be explored by diving beneath the waves. Hoenn's climate was warmer than many other regions, its interior ringed by mountains and forests, while its major cities clustered along the coast. Two volcanoes dominated the skyline: Mount Chimney, active and constantly dusting the slopes and roads with ash of different hues, and an underwater dormant volcano on the opposite side. In one Hoenn town, a girl wearing a red bandana pedaled up to her parents' house, balancing a backpack and a map. "Mom, Dad, I'm leaving now. Be careful on the road," her parents called. "Got it," she shouted back, hopping on her bicycle and heading toward the sea. To be continued. Chapter 4. Newbie Xiaoyao, Hoenn Region's Starters. Little Root Town was small and unassuming, but in the Hoenn region, it was as famous as Pallet Town. After all, Dr. Otomaki's Yamako Research Institute was located there. Ash stepped off the ship at the Little Root Town port, breathing in the fresh sea air. "Finally, Hoenn! The air here is great," he said to Pikachu on his shoulder. "Pikachu." Pikachu nodded in agreement. Ash's heart thrummed with excitement. The goal was clear: win the Caillou Conference. "Let's go, Pikachu. We'll visit Dr. Otomaki first," he added. Following the signposts, Ash walked from the port through the little forest toward the Yamako Research Institute. He knocked on the institute's door. "Hello, I'm Ash from Pallet Town. Is anyone home?" A voice answered from inside. The door creaked open and an assistant came out. "Oh, welcome to Hoenn, Ash. Dr. Otomaki told us you'd be coming. I'm afraid he's gone up the back mountain for field research. If you'd like to wait here, he'll return soon." Ash shook his head. "No, I'll look for him. I want to see some Hoenn Pokémon." The assistant watched the young trainer hurry off and muttered, "Kids these days really are impatient." Ash and Pikachu wandered up the back slope. Suddenly a voice called ahead, "Either one is fine. Just take out a Pokémon." "That's Dr. Otomaki," Ash said, and ran toward the sound. Another voice, a girl's, answered nervously. And then, "What should I do next?" "Quick, use a move." "What move?" "Say water gun." "Water gun," a mudkip obediently called, and sprayed a stream of water straight into the girl's face. Ash arrived just in time to see the drenched girl stumble back. On a nearby branch, Dr. Otomaki clung precariously, three snarling Poochyena baring their teeth at him. "If those are Poochyena, Pidgeot, use Brave Bird." "Pikachu, Iron Tail the arm, then Volt Tackle," Ash ordered without thinking. "Pika!" Pikachu leapt into action. He struck at a mechanical arm that had suddenly reached out, and then, after shattering it with Iron Tail, charged with Volt Tackle. Pidgeot dove in with Brave Bird. The robot exploded in a shower of sparks, and the blast knocked Xiaoyao's bicycle aside, smashing it. "Hey! What are you doing?" a flustered voice cried. Team Rocket's trademark bickering burst out, muffled and outrun as the smoke cleared. Dr. Otomaki climbed down from the tree and caught his breath. "Thank you. You picked a bad moment to arrive. Are you all right?" he asked the girl. I'm fine," she said, wiping Mudkip's watery spray from her face. Her name tag read Xiaoyao. "Who are you?" Dr. Otomaki turned to Ash. "Ash from Pallet Town. This is my partner Pikachu," Ash introduced. "Oh," Dr. Otomaki's eyes widened. "Thank you for your help, Ash. I didn't expect you to get here so quickly. Let's get back to the institute." Xiaoyao blushed at the attention. "I didn't do much," she said, brushing off the compliment. Dr. Otomaki glanced at the ruined bicycle and then at the charred scraps of the robot. "Who used that machine?" "Team Rocket," Ash said. "They keep showing up." "And that Meowth? Did it just speak?" Xiaoyao asked curiously. Dr. Otomaki and Xiaoyao moved closer, intrigued. "Team Rocket is a gang from Kanto that steals other people's Pokémon," Ash explained. "As for Meowth talking, a rumor is it learned how to speak on its own." Xiaoyao's eyes widened. "That's awful. They steal Pokémon?" Dr. Otomaki clapped his hands and changed the subject gently. "Anyway, Xiaoyao, you're here to pick your first Pokémon, right? Let's do that now." He led the pair back into the Yamako Research Institute. In a bright room full of research equipment, Dr. Otomaki produced 3 Pokeballs. "These are your starter options. Choose carefully." He opened the first ball. A green lizard rolled out and stretched. Trico. It fixed Xiaoyao with a steady, unblinking stare. The girl took a hesitant step back. "It's glaring at me," she whispered. Ash thought the stare was probably just Trico's curiosity, but Xiaoyao kept her distance. The second ball revealed Mudkip. It trotted forward, tail swaying, but when Ash suggested it seemed unresponsive to Xiaoyao's directions, she shrank back again. "Mudkip doesn't listen to me very well," she admitted. The third ball popped open, and a small orange chick hopped out, Torchic, with 3 little feathers standing up on its head. It immediately scurried to Xiaoyao and nuzzled her leg, chirping happily. "So cute," Xiaoyao beamed. She scooped Torchic into her arms. "You're the one. I'll take you." "Excellent choice," Dr. Otomaki said, smiling. He handed Xiaoyao a Pokédex and 6 empty Pokéballs. "Here, a Pokédex and some Pokéballs. You can do it, Xiaoyao. You have the potential to be a trainer who surpasses your father." Xiaoyao's smile faltered for a moment. I don't really want to be a trainer," she murmured so quietly, only Ash heard it. "Huh?" Ash blinked. "No, nothing," she said quickly and forced a bright grin. "I'll try my best." Ash stood. "Then let's help each other. We can travel together for a while." Dr. Otomaki cleared his throat. "You two need to register at the Pokémon Center to participate in the Hoenn League. The nearest one is in Guchen Town. If you leave now, you'll reach it by evening." "Thanks, Doctor," Ash said. Xiaoyao sighed and looked at the pile of broken metal that had been her bike. "I wish I had a bicycle," she admitted. Ash's mouth twitched. "How about we travel together? We can watch out for each other," he offered. Xiaoyao's face lit up. "Yes, thank you." Pikachu scratched his head and gave a small, awkward chuckle. Ash grinned at the idea of traveling with such an energetic companion. "All right," Dr. Otomaki said. "Take care on the road. Have a safe journey." "We will." Ash and Xiaoyao chimed, waving goodbye as they set off toward Guchen Town, Pikachu and Torchic at their sides. To be continued. Chapter 5, Newbie Xiaoyao's First Capture Experience. Ash and Xiaoyao were on their way to Guchen Town to register for the Hoenn League. Knowing Xiaoyao was a new trainer and not especially strong on long treks, Ash decided to have some of his Pokémon train their stamina while they traveled. "Out, Eevee! Out, Fanpy!" he called. Eevee trotted out, holding its head high, and Fanpy spun around Ash excitedly. Xiaoyao's eyes lit up. "Wow, are these your Pokémon? They're so cute." She pulled out her Pokédex and scanned them quickly. "Of course. Eevee, Fanpy, come with us. It'll be good training," Ash said. He pulled 2 power weights from his backpack and fitted them on Eevee and Fanpy. "Ready to train? Torchic, come out," Ash added, and Torchic hopped from its ball, looking around for a fight. With 4 Pokémon now out, the pair continued through the forest toward Guchen Town. Along the way, Xiaoyao peppered Ash with questions about his past travels. Ash told her stories patiently about gym leaders and adventures and odd Pokémon encounters, and Xiaoyao listened with shining eyes. An hour later, a small blue Pokémon bounced into view. "Azurill!" Xiaoyao squealed. "So cute! I want it!" She scanned the creature with her Pokédex and grinned. Having Ash with her helped. He had taught her the basics of catching Pokémon, so she didn't do anything reckless. Torchic dashed forward and pecked at the Azurill. The little Pokémon was knocked back, then fired a water gun in response. "Dodge, Torchic!" Xiaoyao shouted, but she was a fraction too late. The water gun struck Torchic, and it staggered. Azurill scrambled into the tall grass. "Don't let it run," Xiaoyao cried. "Torchic, charge and peck!" 3 water guns burst from the grass. Azurill, Marill, and Azumarill, hitting Torchic hard. The attack was super effective. Torchic went down, unable to battle. Torchic! Xiaoyao rushed forward, distraught. Ash moved faster. "Here, use this, Xiaoyao. Give him this potion, then recall him." "Go, Eevee! Shadow Ball! Fanpy, roll out!" Ash ordered. His 2 Pokémon drove the Azumarill family back into the river. Xiaoyao used the potion and captured Torchic back into its ball, tears in her eyes. "It's my fault," she said, staring at the Pokéball. Ash put a hand on her shoulder. "Don't blame yourself. You're just starting out. I wasn't that good either. You treated him and you called for help. That's all anyone could do. Let's take Torchic to the Pokémon Center and have him checked." Pikachu gave a comforting chirp, and together they hurried on, Ash recalling Fanpy and letting Eevee hop onto his other shoulder. By dusk, they came upon a building ringed with tall stones, an old ruin of some kind. An archaeologist stepped out to greet them. "Hello, This is indeed an ancient ruin. I'm Maze, conducting some research here. I'm Xiao Yao, she answered. Ash introduced himself and Pikachu. Maze pointed down the road. The Pokemon Center is right that way. Are you heading there? Yes, Torchic was hurt, Ash said. Good, you'll be fine. It's just ahead, Maze said with a smile, and the two hurried off. At the Pokemon Center, Xiao Yao gave Torchic's ball to Nurse Joy. They'd been in a rush and hadn't removed the power weights from Eevee and Phanpy. Now they finally took them off to relax. Nurse Joy examined Torchic with a few instruments. He's going to be fine, she said. A good night's rest, and he'll recover. Xiao Yao sighed with relief and smiled. Ash handed Nurse Joy his Pokeballs as well, and Chansey took them to run a quick check. Thank you so much, Xiao Yao said to Ash. I don't know what I would have done without you. We're friends and traveling companions, Ash said with a wave. Then he turned to Nurse Joy. I'd like to register for the Hoenn League Alliance Conference, please. Nurse Joy took his Pokedex, slid it into the terminal, and Ash's information appeared on the screen. Xiao Yao hadn't decided to register yet, so she didn't sign up. Registration complete, Nurse Joy said, returning Ash his Pokemon. Pikachu leapt happily into Ash's arms. It's getting late, Ash said. We should call home so our families don't worry, then find something to eat. Xiao Yao nodded. It was her first time at a Pokemon Center. She followed him to the phone area and dialed while Ash called his mother, and then Professor Oak to tell him they'd arrived in Guchen Town and were ready to begin challenging gyms in Hoenn. Xiao Yao, having just finished her call, noticed who Ash was speaking with on the other line. Bursting with excitement, she leaned over and blurted into the headset. Hello, Professor Oak. I'm Xiao Yao. Professor Oak's voice came through from Pallet Town. Hello, Xiao Yao. I'm Professor Oak. Xiao Yao went on eagerly, explaining that she often listened to Oak's lectures with her younger brother and that she had just become a trainer. Professor Oak chuckled and encouraged them both warmly before Ash politely ended the call. All right, time to eat, Ash said, smiling and shaking his head at Xiao Yao's enthusiasm. Outside, squeezed into a cramped phone booth a short walk away, the Team Rocket trio huddled together, plotting as always. To be continued. Chapter 6, First Encounter with Team Magma. What? Hoenn? Giovanni's voice was flat with disbelief. He couldn't believe the Team Rocket trio had gone all the way to the Hoenn region. Team Rocket didn't even have a proper foothold there yet. Yes, we chased that rare Pikachu all the way to Hoenn to show it to Boss Banmu. James answered in a syrupy tone. We've always been completely loyal to Team Rocket. Meow. Giovanni wasn't impressed. No matter how rare the Pikachu, to him it was still just a yellow mouse. Viridian Forest had plenty. He shifted in his chair, stroking his Persian as he listened on the other end of the phone. So you called me all the way out for this. Do you have anything useful to report? He asked impatiently. The trio hesitated. Actually, we can't even scrape together enough money for today's meals, James ventured. No, Giovanni cut in immediately. I will not be sending supplies. A long, helpless sigh came down the line. Then Giovanni's tone shifted to something almost conspiratorial. However, I can offer you an opportunity. Team Rocket currently has no base in Hoenn. Make a name for the organization there. Impress me. Thank you, boss. Thank you, the three cried out, suddenly animated at the prospect. Boss Banmu is directly commanding us, Jesse gushed. James pictured a future of glory. Meowth covered his mouth in disbelief. The trio left the call buzzing with ideas about becoming Team Rocket's leaders in Hoenn. Giovanni watched them scuttle off through the monitor and chuckled. Getting intelligence on Team Magma and Team Aqua through such hapless agents was too good to pass up. Pokemon Center. Ash took Xiao Yao to the Pokemon Center restaurant. The food smelled irresistible, and it cost nothing to guests with a Pokedex. This is amazing. The food here is free? Xiao Yao said between bites, delighted. She'd never expected Pokemon Center food to be so good. It's a rest stop for trainers, Ash said with a grin. It's free for anyone with a Pokedex, and the lobby is where people share all sorts of local tips, shopping, hot springs, places to eat. As long as it's Pokemon related, a nearby trainer added. Did you hear? A new gym leader showed up at the Orange Gym. Orange Gym? Yeah. Xiao Yao's ears pricked up at the mention. That was her father's gym. Just then, Professor Maze approached them with a friendly smile. "Hello, you made it here safely," he said. "Professor Mays." Ash and Xiaoyao greeted him. After a quick chat, he led them to his studio, where a painting of the Old Town ruins hung on the wall. He pulled out an old stone tablet. "This describes how to enter the stone chamber," he explained, "but nobody has found the 4 keys mentioned in it." "That's a shame," Ash said, interested. Before they could discuss it further, the lights cut out. The main door to the studio swung open, and 3 figures in red uniforms walked in, flanked by snarling Houndoom. "Ah!" Xiaoyao clung to Ash. "Who are you?" Professor Mays demanded. The leader stepped forward and spoke with cold politeness. "Professor Mays, we require your assistance at the Old Town ruins. Please come with us." Ash bristled. "You want to take Professor Mays? Who put you in charge?" "Your Team Magma, one of the notorious groups out here." "Pidgeot, come out!" Pikachu chirped and rushed forward too. Ash didn't send out his other Pokemon. This was a dangerous group, and he wasn't going to risk an unfair fight. "Humph. Want to die, kid?" one of the Team Magma grunts sneered. "Houndoom, flamethrower!" 3 columns of orange fire shot toward them. "Ash! Pikachu, Pidgeot, dodge!" Xiaoyao shouted, panicked. Pidgeot and Pikachu twisted out of the flames. Pidgeot, dive and smash the middle Houndoom. Pikachu, hit them with Thunderbolt. Their attack landed, but the grunts were quick. "Smokescreen," one shouted. Black smoke billowed across the room, blotting out their vision. "Now, Houndoom, Fire Fang," another ordered. The Houndoom were at home in the smoke and slipped into stealthy strikes. Ash's team staggered, blinded and coughing, but Ash kept his head. "Pidgeot, Hurricane, blow the smoke away. Pikachu, get ready, Thunder for a finishing blow." Pidgeot beat its wings in a powerful gust that cleared the smoke. The 3 Houndoom staggered into view. "Now!" Ash barked. Pikachu gathered electricity and unleashed a powerful thunder. The bolt struck true. Houndoom collapsed, stunned and unable to continue. "Curses, kid, you ruined Team Magma's plans," the leader spat. The grunts abandoned their Houndoom and bolted for the door. "Not so fast," Ash called. Pikachu sent another jolt of electricity, and the fleeing grunts were racked with paralyzing shocks. Within moments, they were tied up and incapacitated. Nurse Joy stepped out of a back room, wiping her hands on her apron. "Thank you so much, trainer," she said breathlessly. She'd come to check on the power outage, but hid when she heard the commotion. Xiaoyao peeked from behind Ash with eyes full of admiration. A soft chime sounded in Ash's mind. "Mission complete. First defeat of Team Magma. Reward, Awakening of Aura." Ash blinked at the notification, and his system window flickered open, displaying a basic profile. Host, Ash. Constitution, Super True New Human. Ability, Aura. Pokemon, Pikachu, Pidgeot, Bulbasaur, Charizard. He grinned at the strange game-like update. Soon Officer Jenny arrived. She took the 3 Team Magma members into custody and turned over several small gems she'd found on them to Ash. "Those must be the keys they wanted," she said, saluting respectfully. "Thank you for your help, Ash. I'll round up the rest of their crew." Of course, some members had already slipped away. The Team Rocket trio had been near the ruins and managed to sneak off without being caught. "You really saved me," Professor Mays told Ash, accepting the gems with trembling hands. These are the keys mentioned in the tablet." The next morning, after breakfast, Xiaoyao picked up Torchic's Pokeball at the Pokemon Center front desk. With Professor Mays leading the way, the group went to the Old Town ruins. The gems fit into 4 sockets in an ancient door, and a passage opened. Inside the walls were carvings of ancient Pokemon. Guided by the light from the gems, they found a hidden corridor that led down to an underground water vein. There, in a quiet subterranean pool, lived Relicanth, ancient, watchful, and perfectly at home. Professor Mays's eyes shone with awe. "We must petition the League to make this area a protected sanctuary," he said firmly. "These Relicanth must be preserved." Ash and Xiaoyao watched the ancient fish glide through clear, cool water. With their part done here, the 2 set off toward Petalburg City, ready for whatever came next. To be continued. New author, new story. Please support. Chapter 7, Petalburg City, The Senri Family. Ash and Xiaoyao were on their way to Petalburg City, home of the first gym in the Hoenn region. Along the road, Ash had been using his aura to scout the route and sense the unique aura of the Pokemon they passed, trying to sharpen his control. After a night of travel and practice, he still couldn't form an aura sphere by hand, but he could feel and read the different auras around them. Is this Petalburg City? Come on, Pikachu! Xiao, hurry up, Ash called. Pika, Pikachu answered, and the two ran into town. Ah, Ash, wait, you don't have to be in such a rush. Xiao trailed behind, out of breath. Ash, are we really going to challenge the gym? Xiao asked cautiously. Of course, if you want to enter the Hoenn League, you need 8 badges. Beating the gym here will get us started. By the way, aren't you from here, Xiao? Do you know where the Orange Gym is? Ash teased, knowing that Xiao came from the family that ran the Orange Gym. Actually, I'm not that familiar with it. I have something I need to do. I'll see you later, Xiao said awkwardly and hurried away. Suspicious, Ash glanced back. Pikachu, she's acting weird. Pika, Pikachu chirped. She reminds me of Xiaoxia, Ash said. We'll find out when we get to the gym. They came to a modest building with the League Gym emblem over the door. If not for the logo, Ash might have mistaken it for an inn. He stepped up and knocked. Hello? Is anyone in there? I'm Ash from Pallet Town. I'd like to challenge the gym. The door opened with a click. A boy in green clothes and glasses, rubbing his eyes while holding a book, peered out. He was Xiaosheng, Xiao's younger brother and the second child of the Senri family. You're loud. I'm watching a recording of the Silver Conference, he complained. Sorry, Ash replied. Hey, that's you, right? You lost in the second round of the Silver Conference. Your name's Ash, right? Xiaosheng said, part awe, part scorn. You got beaten by a Blaziken. If it were me, there's no way I'd lose. It's Ash, he corrected flatly. When Xiaosheng saw Pikachu on Ash's shoulder, his excitement returned. He reached out and hugged the Pokémon, pressing his face against it. Wow, Pikachu. Hi, I'm Xiaosheng. Pikachu, startled and not used to being handled by strangers, immediately let out a thunderbolt. Xiaosheng flew backward, dropped, and Pikachu leapt back onto Ash's shoulder. So you're here to challenge the gym, huh? I'm the Orange Gym leader, Xiaosheng declared, standing with his hands on his hips. Ash looked him over with a sneer. You? I doubt you're even a trainer, let alone a gym leader. What did you say? Xiaosheng exploded. Xiao poked her head out of a second-floor window at the commotion. What's going on? Oh, Ash! You're here to challenge the gym. Hi again, Xiao, Ash said. I knew you'd be from the Orange Gym. How did you know? Xiao stammered, flustered. You remember Xiaoxia, my old companion? You two are the same, Ash said half-jokingly, not mentioning he'd sensed her aura. Ah, right, Xiao said, embarrassed. Before Ash could continue, 2 adults came in from outside. Welcome, they said warmly and invited Ash inside to sit and talk. Xiao introduced them. These are my parents, she said, and that's my brother Xiaosheng. Hello, I'm Senri, the father said, and I'm Mitsuko, the mother added. Dad, Mom, this is Ash. He came to Petalburg with me and wants to challenge the gym. Ash is strong. He helped stop Team Rocket and Team Magma, Xiao said. Ash from Pallet Town, Ash said, offering his hand. This is my partner, Pikachu. Pika, Pikachu greeted. Stopping Team Rocket and Team Magma? That's impressive, Senri said, surprised. Thank you for bringing Xiao back. She would have been in danger otherwise, Mitsuko added. It was nothing. I couldn't just stand by when they were causing trouble, Ash replied. By the way, where's your bicycle, Xiao? Mitsuko asked. Xiao looked down. Ash quickly explained what had happened to the bicycle, and Pikachu scratched its ear abashedly. I'll pay for the bicycle, Ash offered immediately, bowing in apology. It's fine. Accidents happen on the road. No need to worry. You should walk sometimes anyway, Senri said casually. That's right. Walking is good for your health, Mitsuko agreed. Ash relaxed, relieved. Xiao, what Pokemon did you get from Professor Otamaki? Senri asked with a smile. Xiaosheng leaned in eagerly, his eyes bright with envy. It's Torchic, Xiao announced, and the small fire type hopped forward chirping. You picked Torchic? I think Trico would have been better, Xiaosheng complained, looking slightly disappointed. Torchic clearly took offense. With a loud peck, it jabbed Xiaosheng in the rear. Ow, Torchic, stop it, he yelped, running around the yard with the little bird in hot pursuit. Picking Torchic was a good choice, Mitsuko said. It's cute and strong. I want a Pokemon of my own too, preferably Trico, Xiaosheng moped, still hopping from Torchic's pecks. The family laughed and then invited Ash to stay for lunch. He accepted, and the 5 of them talked over sandwiches. Have you been traveling long? Mitsuko asked. A while. I've been through Kanto, the Orange Islands, and Sinnoh. Now I'm starting in Hoenn, Ash replied between bites. That's wonderful. You've been to so many places, Mitsuko said. Xiaosheng looked at Ash with wide-eyed envy. You travel alone? At first I did, Ash said, but then I met friends who joined me. And of course, Pikachu and the others travel with me now. Traveling with friends is the best. It makes everything more interesting, Senri agreed. I'd love to go on a journey like that, Xiaosheng sighed, clearly daydreaming. Later, the conversation turned back to the gym. Ash, the orange gym match is 3-on-3. Is that okay with you? Senri asked, No problem, I'm ready. To be continued. Chapter 8, Team Rocket's Disturbance. First battle with Senri. Just as Senri was about to take Ash to the battleground, the wall suddenly exploded outward. What was that? Xiaoyao cried, staring at the rubble. A trio burst through the gap with a dramatic, familiar flourish. Prepare for trouble. Make it double, Team Rocket announced. Xiaoyao pointed at them in shock. Ah, it's you, and that talking Meowth. Mitsuko, Xiaoyao's mother, blinked and smiled politely. Oh, you must be Xiaoyao's friends. Thank you for looking out for her. Everyone froze. They all knew who Team Rocket were. They also knew Team Rocket had just smashed through the family's wall. Mom, they're not my friends. Those are bad people who steal other people's Pokémon. Xiaoyao hurried to explain. They just tore down our wall. Xiaosheng added from the side. How could they be friends with the princess? Team Rocket's leader bristled. What? Friends? We are the famous Team Rocket. How could we be some little girl's pals? Musashi protested, trying to sound offended. I choose you, Pikachu. Ash didn't hesitate. He sent Pikachu out immediately. Pikachu sparked in readiness. No matter, we're taking that Pikachu. Musashi called. Arbok, go! Weezing, use smokescreen, Meowth ordered. Weezing spewed a thick cloud of black smoke and the world blurred. Everyone be careful, Senri shouted. Arbok, use poison sting. Musashi laughed. Weezing, sludge bomb. Ash focused his aura and sensed Team Rocket's positions through the smoke. Pikachu, dodge to your right. Pidgeot, return, hurricane. Pikachu dashed left just in time as Pidgeot swept in and cleared the smoke with a gust that revealed Team Rocket's silhouettes. What? How did he know where we'd attack? Musashi snarled. That's a mystery, Meow. Pikachu, Thunderbolt, Pidgeot, Hyper Beam, Ash ordered, and Senri added, Slaking, Hyper Beam. Thunder crackled and beams of raw power slammed into Team Rocket's Pokémon. Arbok and Weezing were forced back. Within minutes, Team Rocket's bold raid collapsed under the coordinated onslaught. When the smoke cleared, they stood surveying the ruined gym. Alas, Senri sighed. The gym is ruined. I don't think it's usable until it's rebuilt. Ash, you'll have to wait until we repair it. That's too bad, Ash said, though he couldn't help grinning a little. But when it's fixed, I'll bring the Pokémon I caught in Hoenn to challenge you. Uncle Senri, can we have a training match now? Senri regarded Ash thoughtfully. All right, I'll take you to my training ground. It's wide open. 2-on-2? Can you use one of your higher-level Pokémon? Ash asked. No problem. Senri led them to a nearby open field. I choose you, Eevee, Ash called. Eevee sprang out, tail high with attitude. Go, Slakoth, Senri replied, sending forth a sluggish-looking Slakoth. Slakoth looked lazy but solid. Ash grinned. Eevee, sand attack, then swift. Eevee kicked up sand at Slakoth and followed with a flurry of star-shaped swift attacks. Slakoth, brick break. Slakoth countered with a heavy chop. Eevee vanished into a quick dig to dodge. Slakoth's ability kicked in, and it slipped into a lazy state, but Ash didn't relent. Eevee, mimic. Eevee popped up and struck, imitating a powerful move. Slakoth staggered, but then recovered and used Slack Off to regain energy. Slakoth, slack off, Senri ordered. Slakoth lay down and began to heal. Eevee, double kick, Ash shouted. Eevee leapt forward and hammered Slakoth with 2 swift kicks. Slakoth was sent sprawling and couldn't continue. Everyone was surprised. Slakoth had been knocked out so decisively. Eevee preened proudly as it watched Slakoth fall. Ash called it back, but Eevee shook its head and trotted to his side, deciding instead to sit with Pikachu and watch. That was a good trick, Senri said with a laugh. You hid Eevee's full strength well. Xiaosheng pouted. Dad lost. Senri rapped his knuckles lightly. Winning and losing are part of training. Don't get upset about one match. Okay, second match, Senri said. Kikleon, you're up. Kecleon slithered onto the field, its ability to change type always making it a tricky opponent. I choose Fanpi. Ash sent out the small, determined elephant Pokemon. Fanpi, roll out, Ash ordered. Fanpi curled into a rolling ball and charged. Kecleon, use Camouflage, then Grass Knot, Senri called. Kecleon vanished with a shimmer and struck with Grass Knot, tripping Fanpi. Fanpi, dig! Ash cried. Fanpi burrowed into the ground to avoid Kecleon's slash. Kecleon created a substitute, then used Disable to prevent Ironhead from being used. When Fanpi's attack hit the substitute, it was shattered, but Ironhead had been disabled. Fanpi, stomp, Ash ordered. Fanpi slammed the ground, sending a tremor toward Kecleon. Kecleon grinned. Hold on. Sunny Day, then Solar Beam. Senri used the sun to charge Kecleon's devastating Solar Beam. Kecleon absorbed the sunlight and unleashed a concentrated Solar Beam. Ash, use Protect, someone shouted, but luck wasn't on Fanpi's side. Protect failed. The Solar Beam hit Fanpi squarely. Fanpi fell and could not battle. Ash, you did well to hold out across levels, Senri said with an approving smile as he recalled Kecleon. You're getting stronger. Not that strong, Ash replied modestly. A bit of luck helped. Luck is part of strength, Senri said. Don't be too hard on yourself. Great, Dad won! Xiaosheng cheered. Xiaosheng, Mitsuko scolded. I told you, winning and losing are part of training. If you only care about the outcome, you miss the point. Xiaosheng hung his head, reluctantly thoughtful. Senri looked at Ash. I look forward to your next challenge. Thanks for your guidance, Uncle Senri. I'll be stronger next time, Ash promised. The next morning, as the sun rose, 4 figures stood outside the orange gym, watching, waiting. To be continued. Chapter 9. Start again and conquer Bugyan. We're finally setting off, Xiaoyao. Have you forgotten anything? Mitsuko asked, looking at Xiaoyao with concern. I'm fine. Xiaoyao patted her chest. She had decided to travel with Ash, and Senri and his wife were supportive. Wait for me. Sister doesn't know anything about Pokemon, so I want to go too. Besides, I finally understand what Dad meant. I want to go out and see the world. Just then, Xiaosheng came running out with his backpack. It's good for Xiaosheng to go out and see the world. Xiaosheng knows a lot about Pokemon, so we'll feel better having him along, Senri said after thinking it over. Yes, Mitsuko agreed. Ash, I'm sorry to ask, but please take our Xiaosheng with you on your journey, Senri requested. No problem. The more people, the livelier the journey, Ash replied. He had already expected to travel with Xiaoyao and Xiaosheng. Besides, Xiaosheng could drag Brock away when he got infatuated. Otherwise, Ash would have to do it himself. All right, Xiaosheng, you must behave. That's great. Please take care of me. Senri took out 2 gray-blue boxes and handed one to Ash and one to Xiaoyao. These are gym badge cases for collecting gym badges. They accepted the cases and thanked him. Also, take this, Senri added, producing a small device, a Pokenav. Xiaosheng's eyes lit up as he grabbed it. This will show you your current location, Senri explained. I'll carry it, Xiaosheng said, tucking it away. Oh, by the way, the nearest gym is in Rustboro City. The 3 of you can head there first, Senri said. After farewells, the 3 set off toward Rustboro City and the next gym. Senri and Mitsuko watched them go. This is great. The kids are off traveling. We finally have some time to ourselves. Yeah, Ash, who had recently awakened Aura and whose hearing had improved, caught only the tail end of their conversation. He smirked. As always, parents' love seemed true and secure. Children were almost an afterthought. Petalburg Woods. It's strange. I can't see any Pokemon at all, Xiaosheng complained, peering around with a small telescope. We're on a man-made mountain path. Wild Pokemon are scarce here. They're more abundant deeper in the forest, Ash explained. I'm starving. How about we eat first? Xiaoyao said, already thinking of rest and lunch. Okay, let's eat. Let the Pokemon have their fill, Ash said, taking the prepared bento boxes and some Pokemon food from his backpack. He infused the Pokemon food with a measured amount of energy cubes, nutritious and tasty. Pikachu and the other Pokemon dug in. Xiaoyao and Xiaosheng, however, didn't reach for their own lunches. Instead, their eyes were fixed on Ash's bento boxes. You 2 didn't bring lunch? Ash asked. I thought my sister would have packed it, Xiaosheng admitted, scratching his head. I didn't expect it to be like this, so I forgot. Xiaoyao looked at Ash with pleading eyes. These are the only 2 portions left. Take them. If we don't find a Pokemon Center before dark, we'll be hungry, Ash said. Luckily, Ash had anticipated their unreliability and prepared 2 extra portions. As for dinner, Brock should arrive soon and take care of the rest. Ah, thank you, Ash. Ash is the best. Xiao Yao and Xiao Sheng began to eat happily. Eevee! Pikachu! Pika! Suddenly there was a commotion. A swallow-like Pokemon swooped in and tried to snatch the normal-type energy cubes from Eevee's plate. Proud Eevee wouldn't stand for it and launched a swift. What was that? Xiao Yao said, pulling out her Pokédex and scanning the bird. Tylo. It was the Hoenn regional bird, nicked around here as a bug Talo, all pride and swagger. Pokédex, Talo, type normal flying ability. Guts, when afflicted by a status condition other than fainting, attack is increased by 50% and attack reduction from burn is ignored. Strength, superior initial stage. Moves, quick attack, wing attack, double team, endure, supersonic, Terra. Type flying. Talo, the bird challenged, puffing itself up at Eevee and the others. Talo, want a battle to be caught? If you lose, these energy cubes are yours, Ash said, producing some flying-type energy cubes from his backpack. Tylo saw the cubes and nodded immediately. Go, Eevee. Let's catch it, Ash ordered. Eevee. Eevee charged. Tylo's wings flashed as it attacked. Eevee, use agility to dodge, Ash coached. Though Tylo was a superior initial stage, it was a little weaker than it looked. Eevee wasn't a pushover. Eevee nimbly avoided the strikes. Eevee swift. Stars streaked from Eevee's tail and struck Talo. Back and forth they moved, Eevee dodging and chipping away at Tylo's stamina. The bird began to pant, clearly running out of energy. Nice, Eevee, finish it. Ash activated the Z-ring on his wrist. Go, Eevee. Gigavolt Havoc, Ash shouted. A huge white surge from Eevee blasted toward Tylo. Go, Pokeball. Ash threw the ball. Tylo burst out of it, standing on a rock and breathing heavily. Good job. I like your spirit. Eevee swift again. Eevee's second swift knocked Talo down for good. Ash threw another Pokeball. This one shook 3 times, flashed, and the capture completed. Ash was relieved. Talo didn't belong to a trainer. If it had, the fight would have been much harder and usually would have cost more. Eevee. Eevee proudly brought the captured Pokeball to Ash. Great! I caught Talo, Ash said. Eevee. Pikachu. I'm so jealous. I want to catch a new Pokemon too. Xiao Yao and Xiao Sheng cried, eyes wide. Clap, clap, clap. Ash, long time no see. I didn't expect you to get so strong, someone called. To be continued. Chapter 10. The main characters of Hoenn are assembled. Clap, clap, clap. Ash, it's been a while. Didn't expect you to get so strong. A round of applause and a familiar voice came from the trees. Ash looked up. Brock? What are you doing here? Weren't you supposed to be home? Ash had expected Brock to show up eventually, but not so soon. Brock stepped out of the forest. I heard a huge commotion and came to see what was going on. Even though I went home, I couldn't settle down. Professor Birch told me you were headed to Rustboro City, so I followed. He smiled. Long time no see, Ash's Pikachu. Pikachu! Pikachu! Pikachu chirped, and Ash and Brock clasped hands. All of Ash's Pokemon greeted Brock enthusiastically. Everyone except Eevee seemed to know him well. Long time no see, Fanpy. Pidgeot, so you brought it back. Is that the Eevee you caught recently? You've raised it nicely, and this Torchic is adorable. Brock went down the line, greeting each Pokemon. So we're traveling together again, right? Ash asked. Yes, please take care of me, Brock replied. Me too. Xiao Yao jumped in. Oh, these two are traveling with me, my brother Xiao Sheng and me. That Torchic is my starter, our dad's Senri, the Orange Island's gym leader. Ash introduced the siblings, and Brock bowed slightly. I'm Brock, Ash's old traveling companion. I want to be the world's best Pokemon breeder. I'm still learning. Please take care of me, Brock said politely. Xiao Yao, Xiao Sheng, are you aiming to be gym leaders? Ah, yes. Well, I haven't decided exactly what I want to be yet, Xiao Yao admitted, scratching her head. Please show me the way. As for me, I don't have a Pokemon yet, Xiao Sheng said, looking a little downcast. Brock crouched and patted the boy's shoulder. Don't worry, that's the spirit. That's why I left Onyx and the others at the gym. My only partner with me right now is Fortress. Xiao Sheng brightened and nodded. Thanks. By the way, Ash, what was that move you used back there? It was so powerful, Brock asked. Yeah, what was that? The Xiao Yao siblings echoed. Ash grinned. That was a Z move, a battle system from the Alola region. It's mainly used in Alola and you don't see it much elsewhere. I see, they all nodded. Xiao Yao's face lit up suddenly. I heard Ash say your cooking is amazing. Brock, could we? Her eyes were full of hopeful anticipation. Who would want cold rice balls when a hot meal was possible? Brock laughed. Sure, I actually made a few rice balls, but they won't be enough for all of us. I'll make a stew too. He opened his pack and began unpacking cooking gear. Yay, Xiao Yao squealed. Ah, where did those rice balls I made go? Brock looked around. Maybe wild Pokémon stole them? Xiao Yao fretted. That's unlikely. Whatever, stew first. Brock shrugged and set a pot over a small campfire. While he cooked, Ash released Tylo to tend to it. Here, potion, Ash said, spraying a potion on the bird. Brock came over, inspected Tylo briefly, and smiled. It's fine now. Ash, you've grown a lot. People always do, Ash said, scratching the back of his head. He turned to Tylo. Take care of me, Tylo. Siba, Tylo raised its wing to show it was fine. A flock of Tylo suddenly swooped overhead, turning toward Ash's group. Xiao Yao ducked behind Ash in alarm. Ash's Tylo flew out in front of the flock, trying to calm them. Just then, a familiar voice called out. No matter how much you try to persuade them, it's useless, Meowth. Brock froze. They're here? Team Rocket? Ash nodded. Yeah, it's Team Rocket. Jesse, James, and Meowth tumbled out of the bushes with their usual dramatic flair. Waha! Why is it you three again? Brock muttered. Prepare for trouble. Jesse began, and James continued, and make it double. The Team Rocket motto followed, practiced and theatrical. From today onward, these Tylo officially joined Team Rocket, James announced proudly as he gestured to 4 Tylo. Their fighting spirit is perfect for our purposes. Truly the unadulterated spirit of Team Rocket, Meowth added smugly. All Tylo, get the rice balls, capture them. Jesse piped up, pointing. The Tylo flock dove at Ash's group. Rice balls? You stole the ones I left here? Unforgivable. Brock glared at the trio. Ash reached into his pack and calmly pulled out several cans of Pokémon food. He began handing them to the wild Tylo, one by one. Here, each of you gets some. Don't rush. The Tylo hesitated, then eagerly grabbed the food. Jesse, James, and Meowth exchanged shocked looks. What? They betrayed us for food? Humph, Team Rocket, think you can outdo us with food? Pikachu, Thunderbolt. Ash shouted. Pikachu, responded the electric mouse, launching a bright bolt that struck the trio. What a nasty feeling. Team Rocket sputtered, smoke curling from their clothes. Meowth, they cried as they were blasted off in their usual comedic fashion. After the puff of smoke cleared, the group enjoyed the stew Brock had prepared, and then continued toward Rustboro City. Petalburg Woods was still expansive, and along the way Ash's group met many traveling trainers. As usual, Ash accepted battles and used them as opportunities to train. Eevee and the younger Pokémon gained valuable experience. Tylo, use Wing Attack, Ash ordered. Siba. He sent out the recently caught Tylo against a passing trainer's Beedrill. With a swift beat of its wings, Tylo knocked the Beedrill off balance. It dropped to the ground and lay dazed, unable to battle on. It wasn't surprising that a strong flying type would outmatch a bug type of ordinary level. Tylo flew back to Ash's shoulder. Is your Beedrill okay? Ash asked the trainer. It's fine, the trainer said, helping Beedrill to its feet. Thanks. You gave me valuable battle experience. They shook hands, parted as friends, and Ash's group walked on. Shaking hands after a match, that's the spirit of youth, Xiao Yao exclaimed. Battling and making friends, that's what Pokémon battles are about, Brock added. You should try it, Xiao Yao. I think you'll like it, Ash suggested. Pikachu. Pikachu suddenly cried, its voice sharp with alarm. Everyone turned in the direction it pointed. A huge Pokémon crashed out of the underbrush toward them with a thunderous roar. To be continued. New readers, please recommend. Chapter 11. Xiao Yao's First Battle. What is that? Xiao Yao asked, staring at the Pokémon in front of her. It's a Zigzagoon. Wow, that's huge. I didn't expect a wild Zigzagoon to be this big, Xiaosheng said excitedly. Xiao Yao frowned. What do you mean? Princess, look it up. A normal Zigzagoon is only about 40 centimeters tall and weighs around 17.5 kilograms, Xiaosheng said, sounding smug. Ouch! Xiaosheng clutched his head as Xiao Yao swatted him. You didn't need to tell me that. This Zigzagoon is as big as a person. Isn't that proof it's super developed? Before Xiaosheng could argue, Xiao Yao pointed toward a group of ordinary, much smaller Zigzagoon. Look, there are lots of Zigzagoon over there, and they're so tiny. The giant zigzagoon suddenly straightened up and peeled something off its head. Under the disguise stood a boy in shorts who shouted to a wild zigzagoon, "Perfect chance! I'm going to catch you. Go, Mudkip!" Xiaoyao jumped back. For a moment, she genuinely thought the zigzagoon had turned into a human. "Princess, he's wearing a zigzagoon costume," Ash said, rolling his eyes. "It didn't evolve." Xiaoyao walked up and poked the costume in astonishment. The real wild zigzagoon, spooked by the crowd, bolted. "My zigzagoon," the boy cried, chasing after it. He turned angrily toward Xiaoyao and Xiaosheng. "You ruined it. You made me miss my catch, again." Then he noticed their clothes and brightened. "Hey, shorts and knees exposed. Nice. Very natural looking." Xiaoyao and Xiaosheng were taken aback by the sudden change in tone. "You should apologize. It's rude to disturb someone while they're trying to catch a Pokémon," Ash said. "Oh, sorry, we didn't mean to," the siblings said quickly. "No problem. Since you're both short pants boys, I'll let it slide," the boy said, waving it off. "We're not short pants boys. Those are capri pants," Xiaoyao protested. The boy put his hands on his hips. "Call me Archie the short pants boy. Sometimes I'm a zigzagoon walking in the forest, sometimes a tentacruel drifting the waves, or a blossom dancing in a meadow. But really, everyone calls me Archie the short pants boy." "Short pants boy," Xiaoyao repeated. "Archie." Ash introduced himself, and Pikachu chimed in with a cheerful, "Pika!" "Hello, I'm Xiao Gang. Nice to meet you," another boy said, smiling. After the introductions, Archie learned they were the children of Senri, the Orange Crew gym leader, and immediately challenged them. "If you're the gym leader's kids, you must have trained hard. I want to test your strength." Xiaoyao hesitated, but Xiaosheng nudged her. "Go on, princess," he urged. "All right," Archie said. "There's a square up ahead, perfect for a battle." Archie sent out a Mudkip, and even wore a Mudkip costume for show. Torchic had been training for only a few days and was still very inexperienced, so Ash inwardly doubted Xiaoyao stood a chance. "Against a water-type Mudkip, you sent out a fire-type Torchic?" Archie blinked. "Princess only has one Pokémon left," Xiaosheng explained. "Fine, Torchic, use Spark," Xiaoyao called. "Mudkip, use Water Gun," Archie replied. Tiny sparks arced through the air and were doused by Mudkip's water gun. Torchic charged in, tried to peck, and was blasted away by another water gun. Xiao Gang, acting as referee, announced, "Torchic can't continue. Mudkip wins." Xiaoyao cradled Torchic, heartbroken. "It's my fault. My commands were awful." Xiao Gang comforted her. "Let Torchic rest. It'll recover soon." Archie laughed and waved goodbye. "That was easy. Looks like the orange gym won't be hard to beat. I'll get the badge later." He turned to walk off toward the woods. "Don't be so sure," Xiaosheng snapped. Ash stepped forward. "Hold on. Xiaoyao just became a trainer. She can't represent the whole gym. If you want a real fight, you can battle me." "All right, I accept. Mudkip, come out." Archie grinned. Ash sent out Fanpi. Archie's grin faltered. He was already at a type disadvantage. "Mudkip, use Water Gun," Archie ordered. "Fanpi, dig to dodge, then Iron Head," Ash called. Archie hesitated and fumbled with his commands. Fanpi vanished into the ground, avoiding Mudkip's attack, then burst up and slammed into Mudkip with Iron Head. Mudkip hit the ground hard but didn't fall. "Finish it! Stomp!" Ash shouted. "Mudkip, bubble!" Archie countered, but it wasn't enough. Fanpi's stomp sealed the victory. Ash recalled Fanpi. "Good battle. Mudkip worked hard too." Archie, chastened, approached the siblings. "Sorry, Xiaoyao, Xiaosheng. I'll train more in Petalburg Woods and then challenge the Orange Gym properly." Just then, a mechanical arm shot from the nearby trees and grabbed Pikachu. To be continued. Chapter 12. Poacher Aaron. A mechanical hand shot out and grabbed for Pikachu. "Pikachu, Iron Tail!" The tail of electricity struck the device, and with a clang, the mechanical hand tore off and fell to the ground. Ash, who had been on guard after sensing Team Rocket's aura, narrowed his eyes. "What, Meowth? What's going on?" "Meowth, you said catching Pikachu was a sure thing," Jessie protested. The anti-electric measures were supposed to be foolproof," Meowth said miserably. "I didn't expect Ash to not play by the rules." Typically, he'd see a Thunderbolt coming first. "Time to send you away. Come out, Tailo. Wing attack!" Tailo screeched up and tore into Team Rocket's hot air balloon. "Ah! We haven't even said our lines yet." "We had a line. This is so embarrassing." After a flustered farewell to the short pants kid Archie, the group continued on toward Rustboro City. Hey, wait for me. I can't go on. Can we take a break? Xiaoyao panted to Ash and the others. Seriously, princess, didn't we just rest? Xiaosheng called back, exasperated. Your stamina is awful. Ash and Xiaogang exchanged helpless looks. They had stopped more than enough times, otherwise they'd have gotten there already. But I'm really tired again. Xiaoyao flopped to the ground and refused to move. Sigh. Xiaoyao, you really should train properly, Ash said, helpless. Pikachu gave a sympathetic, Pika. There's a Pokemon Center nearby, Xiaosheng said, checking the Pokénav. Pokemon Center? That means lots of delicious food. Xiaoyao's eyes lit up. She shot to her feet. There was someone even more eager. Pokemon Center. Nurse Joy. No, the food. Hurry, hurry. Xiaogang lunged for Xiaoyao's arm and started to dash off. Wait a minute. Xiaoyao wrenched free of Xiaogang's big black hand, took a few steps back, and leaned against a tree. Ow, that hurts. Ash noticed something stuck in the trunk. He pulled out a strip of torn netting and frowned. This is a capture net used by Pokemon poachers. It's not sold legally. That means there are poachers nearby. Be on guard. How could there be people like that? Xiaoyao snapped. Anyway, let's get to the Pokemon Center first. Maybe we can get information there. Okay, the others agreed. They quickened their pace and soon stepped into the Pokemon Center. Nurse Joy greeted them with a warm smile. Welcome. Ah, Nurse Joy. Xiaogang made a grab for her, but Xiaoyao shoved him aside and he missed his chance to greet her. He sulked discreetly. Hi, Nurse Joy. Did you move here from Verdant Turf? Xiaoyao asked. Huh? Ash cut in. Xiaoyao, you misunderstood. Nurse Joys all over the region look the same. That's right, Princess, look. Xiaosheng produced a notebook filled with photos of Nurse Joys. See? Oh, they're all the same. Xiaoyao exclaimed, the same innocent mistake Ash had once made. Nurse Joy smiled. Many people say I look like my sister. No, you're too naive, Xiaogang announced mysteriously. He sidled over, took Nurse Joy's hand and declared, I can tell the difference. Among all the Nurse Joys in the country, yours has bangs 1 centimeter longer than the others. Everyone stared. As expected of Xiaogang, Ash thought, even Nurse Joy probably couldn't tell the difference. Amazing, Xiaoyao gushed, looking at Xiaogang with admiration. That's probably not the best word to use, Princess, Xiaosheng muttered, sweating. Just then, Officer Jenny entered with her Growlithe. Ah, Officer Jenny! Xiaogang abandoned Nurse Joy at once and rushed over. I can tell the difference among all the Officer Jennys in the country. Your eyelashes are 0.5 centimeters longer than the others. Really? I didn't even know that myself, Officer Jenny replied, bewildered. Wait, there's something I need to ask. Officer Jenny turned serious and pushed Xiaogang gently aside as she addressed Nurse Joy. Have you received any injured Pokemon recently? Any that were transported here? No. Why? Nurse Joy asked, puzzled. Poachers have been very active in this area, Officer Jenny explained, then produced a wanted poster. Based on their methods, the culprit should be Pokemon Hunter Aaron. He's dangerous and doesn't care about harming Pokemon. Poachers? Xiaoyao and Xiaosheng exchanged shocked looks. Ash handed the strip of torn netting he had found to Officer Jenny. We found this caught in a tree on the path here. Officer Jenny examined it closely. This is part of a capture net used by poachers. Where did you find it? In the forest we passed through, Ash said. Could you take us to check it out? Of course. Officer Jenny agreed. They returned to the spot where Ash had found the net. Officer Jenny studied the area and frowned. They used these nets to immobilize Pokemon before taking them. Suddenly, Xiaosheng pointed to the ground. Look! They saw fresh tire tracks running through the clearing. These are poachers' tire marks, and they're recent, Officer Jenny said. That means they're nearby. Let's count on you, Tailo and Pidgeot, Ash said, sending their birds up to scout. He also focused his aura, searching the area for trails or disturbances. Following the tire marks, the group continued the chase. Elsewhere, Team Rocket was arguing over their latest scheme when Meowth tumbled down a slope. Help, Meowth, he yelped as he hit something and found himself beneath a camouflage tarp. What's this? Meowth muttered, pulling the tarp away to reveal a cage full of Ekans. He stared in disbelief. It's all Ekans. What on earth is going on? Jessie and James scrambled down the slope. Are you okay, Meowth? What's inside? After a moment of puzzling over the capture, Team Rocket decided to free the Ekans and form an Ekans brigade for their plans. As they were getting to work, a Firo swooped down and scattered them, sending them tumbling. A jeep roared up and stopped beside them. A green-haired man stepped out and barked, "What are you doing with my prey?" As the two sides confronted each other, Team Rocket discovered a coughing in the jeep. Now both parties had stakes. One side wanted to rescue the Eakins and coughing, while the other insisted on taking back their Arbok and wheezing. To be continued. Chapter 13, Crazy Team Rockets capturing Tyranitar Musashi and Kojiro were locked in battle with the poacher Arlong, while Meowth endured an electric shock to unlock something. "Damn it, Firo, drill peck Meowth," Arlong barked. "Not a chance, Arbok, Iron Head," Musashi countered. A heavy blow sent Firo crashing to the ground. Click, Meowth managed to free Econs and coughing. "Success, Meowth," Meowth cried. "Great, the operation was a huge success," Musashi cheered. "Curse you, you've pushed me too far. Go, Pupitar," Arlong snarled. Pupitar erupted in a blaze of blue and white light and mid-battle evolved into a massive Tyranitar. A sandstorm roared up around it. "What? No way," Kojiro whispered. "I knew it was about to evolve. Tyranitar Hyper Beam," Arlong ordered. The Hyper Beam slammed into the field and knocked the Team Rocket trio back. Another Hyper Beam followed. "Wobbuffet, use payback." But before the move could land, Wobbuffet was knocked down, too. Arlong made a split-second decision. "Arbok, wheezing, get out of here. Take them and run. We'll hold him off." "Right, watch my Fury Swipes, Meow," Meowth shouted. "I'll use Fury Swipes, too," Kojiro added. "Look at our Team Rocket bond. Fury Swipes," Musashi yelled as the three charged. With tears in their eyes, Arbok and Wheezing fled. "Damn it, you fools, my prize! Go to hell, Tyranitar Hyper Beam!" Arlong cried. At that critical moment, a familiar cry cut through the chaos. "Pidgeot, protect!" Pidgeot spread its wings and formed a shield in front of the Team Rocket trio, taking the full brunt of Tyranitar's attack. "Are you all right?" Ash's group rushed in, concern on their faces. "I didn't expect you to be that brave," Xiao Yao said, touched. Xiao Gang and Xiao Sheng nodded in agreement. Officer Jenny stepped forward and shouted at Arlong, "Poacher Arlong, don't resist, surrender." "Surrender? Never, Tyranitar, Hyper Beam," Arlong shouted back. Tyranitar's presence was overwhelming. Arlong had raised it well, and it had reached an early elite level after evolving. Tyranitar gender, male, type rock dark ability, Sandstream, summons a sandstorm on entry. Status, early elite moves, Hyper Beam, Crunch, Stone Edge, Earthquake, Shadow Ball, Dark Pulse. Dynamax attribute, Ghost, Hiss, perfect. This Tyranitar is incredible. Arlong reveled in his advantage. "Pikachu, Iron Tail," Ash called. "Pidgeot, Steel Wing." Tyranitar, wipe them out with Hyper Beam. Arlong roared. The Hyper Beam barrage made it hard for Pikachu and Pidgeot to get close. "You only know Hyper Beam? Pikachu, cover with Thunderbolt. Pidgeot, now!" Ash activated his Z-Ring and slotted in his Steel Z. "Pidgeot, Supersonic Sky Strike." Pidgeot dove straight through Tyranitar. The Z-move struck true. Tyranitar was left stunned and unable to continue. Angry and defeated, Arlong didn't even try to recall Tyranitar. He fled from the scene. "Still want to run? Pikachu, Thunder Shock," Ash ordered. Pikachu's attack left Arlong unconscious. Officer Jenny hurried forward and cuffed him. "Thank you for your help," she told Ash and the others. Ash stepped up and asked, "Officer Jenny, may I keep Tyranitar?" Jenny hesitated. As Arlong's Pokémon, it should rightfully be turned over to the League, but you were the one who stopped him. If you can get the League's approval, I can look the other way for now. After a moment's thought, Officer Jenny relented. She had seen Ash's potential, and Arlong's poaching operation wasn't widely known. "All right, but remember, this should be reported to the League." "Really? Thank you, Officer Jenny." Ash beamed. He knelt by the newly awakened Tyranitar and spoke gently. "How about it? Tyranitar, want to be my partner and become the strongest together?" Pikachu chirped supportively. Under Ash's calm persuasion, and perhaps because its relationship with Arlong had never been one of true care, Tyranitar had been poached and trained as a fighting tool, Tyranitar seemed to accept. Ash produced a friend ball and threw it. The ball burst open and the capture completed, strengthening the bond between them. "I caught Tyranitar," Ash exclaimed, hugging his new partner. "Pikachu!" Meanwhile, the Team Rocket trio, still smarting from defeat, complained, "How can we go to the police station and claim the reward now?" "There's 100,000 reward," Officer Jenny informed them. "What? Really? That's great. We're heading to the station right now," Musashi cried. The three of them happily climbed into the police car and drove off to collect the bounty. Ash declined any reward. He'd captured Tyranitar, and that was reward enough. After saying goodbye to Officer Jenny, Ash and his group returned to the Pokémon Center to rest. At dusk, after leaving the police station, the Team Rocket trio wandered into a forest carrying the food they had bought, reminiscing about Arbok and Weezing. "I hope they're all right," Musashi said, nibbling a deluxe bread roll. "They should be fine," Kojiro replied. "They're strong enough to protect each other after facing Satoshi so many times." "No need to worry, Meow. They've battled Ash so many times. Of course they've gotten stronger," Meowth added, happily chewing his food. True," Musashi and Kojiro agreed. Then a rustle came from the grass. "Huh?" They both looked over. A small cactus-like Pokémon stepped into view. "What is that?" "It's a cacnea, Meow," Meowth said. "Are you hungry? Here, this is delicious." Kojiro offered some food. Cacnea took a bite and began to eat eagerly. "Cacnea, want to come with me?" Kojiro asked. Cacnea nodded happily and jumped into Kojiro's arms. "Ow, it pricked me. I caught a Cacnea!" Kojiro cheered, and just like that, Cacnea was added to Team Rocket's little group. In another part of the forest, Ash and the others found themselves lost. "This is all Princess's fault. We're completely lost," Xiaosheng complained. "My fault?" Xiaoyao bristled. "I said the route looked better this way. There were so many cute flowers along the road. But you insisted when I said we should go right. You made us go left." Xiaosheng shot back. "Besides, you're the one holding the Pokemon Navigator. You weren't paying attention." Xiaoyao retorted. "Because we're out of signal. How could I? It's your fault." Hey, travel is full of surprises," Ash said quickly, stepping between them to ease the tension. "If you only follow navigation, you might miss rare Pokemon." "Exactly," Xiaogang agreed, nodding. Getting lost in Kanto happened to them all the time. Just then, something moved in the trees. Figures flashed through the foliage, shadows among the leaves. To be continued. Chapter 14. Capturing Trico. "Look, Trico. Is this Trico's forest?" Xiaosheng pointed at a troop of Trico and shouted with excitement. He really loved Trico, and Torchic had already pecked him more than once because of it. "Yes, unexpected bonus. I'm definitely catching a Trico." With that, Ash took off. "Ash, wait for us," Xiaoyao and the others called, but Ash was already ahead, using Aura to dart through the forest while they struggled to keep up. After a while, they fell behind and finally lost sight of him. "No, let's rest for a bit," Xiaoyao said, out of breath. Xiaogang looked around, saw no sign of Ash or the Trico, and agreed. The three of them stopped to rest. Ash had chased Trico down into a huge pit. Sliding down, he found a giant, withered tree in the center, almost devoid of life. A branch stabbed into the ground where Ash had just been standing. He stepped back, and on that branch stood a Trico, holding a twig in its mouth and watching him. This Trico, type Grass, ability, Overgrow, Grass-type moves plus 50% when HP 1/3, Strength Elite Early Stage, moves, Quick Attack, Pound, Glare, Dynamax type Grass. An elite-grade Trico, and yet all its moves were basic, and it didn't even have a Grass-type attack. Absurd, Ash thought. Still, he recognized it. The Trico from Hoenn, the one that cut down the Nightmare God. "Trico, I'm gonna catch you," Ash called. "Pikachu." Trico dropped down, ready to fight. A group of other Trico rushed in, and an older Trico stepped forward. The younger and the elder argued briefly, then the others dispersed, and the Trico Ash had been chasing left alone. Pikachu looked puzzled. "Let's wait a bit, Pikachu," Ash said. He suspected what Trico would do next, and he was right. The Trico dragged a huge leaf filled with water and carefully poured it over the withered trunk. It knew saving the giant tree was nearly impossible. The other Trico had been helping for its own reasons, but this one couldn't bear to give up on the mother tree. "Trico, let us help," Ash called. Pikachu nodded. Together, Ash and Pikachu persuaded Trico to accept help. "Come on, everyone," Ash shouted, and they began to water the tree alongside the Trico. Just then there was a commotion. Team Rocket appeared and started snatching up the Trico, hauling them into the sky in their hot air balloon. "It's Team Rocket again," Ash scolded. "Prepare for trouble," came the usual opening. "And make it double." "Heh, Satoshi, we don't want your Pikachu this time. We're taking the Trico," Jessie said. "Right. Don't even think about it. Go!" "Tylo, show us what you've learned. Steel," James called. Trico, the Trico cried, stepping between Ash and the balloon. Ash looked into its eyes. Okay, go, Trico. Go on, Cacnea. Team Rocket countered. Cacnea leaped and lashed out, pummeling James. Ow, Cacnea, use pin missile. Quick, Trico, quick attack. Get on the balloon, Ash ordered. Trico darted up, dodging pin missile, and grabbed hold of the balloon. Dodging won't be enough. Encore, pin missile. Meowth reacted, but too late. The balloon was punctured. Ash shouted, Trico, feel the grass energy in you. Shape it into leaves. Use leaf. Trico closed its eyes to sense the power, concentrated, and formed blade-like leaves. It cut the ropes and freed the captured Trico before they fell. With Ash and Pikachu's help, the Trico were saved, and the giant tree, already hammered by time, suddenly started to split from the roots up, cracking open. Trico froze, unable to believe it. The other Trico pushed at the great trunk from both sides, trying to hold it together. They knew it was futile, but they still tried. As the sun rose, they watched the tree's life flash before their eyes, the slow growth from seed to mighty trunk, and how that tree had nourished the whole forest. So this is the mother tree of the whole forest, Ash whispered. It's incredible. He comforted Trico. Don't be sad. Even though the giant tree fell, the whole forest is its child. Its spirit lives on. When the sun rose fully, the massive trunk split completely, and all that remained was a single seed. Ash picked it up. This is the tree's gift for your help. He held out the seed. It's a miracle seed. It'll boost your grass-type moves. Trico took the seed and pressed it against its chest. Let's finish the battle we started, Ash said. Pikachu. Trico nodded. Ash sent out Fanfi. Trico approached, a faint glow surrounding it. Fanfi, take it with Iron Head. Ash ordered. Fanfi and Trico collided, both knocked back. Trico then condensed leaves and struck, but Fanfi raised Protect and countered with Rollout. The Rollout hit Trico hard. It retaliated with a tail strike, but Fanfi charged and used Takedown, blasting Trico through the air. Fanfi suddenly surged, its form leveled up. It had evolved to Elite Stage. Great job, Fanfi, Ash cheered. Then he turned to the battered Trico. So, Trico, do you want to be my partner? Trico hesitated, looking toward the elder Trico. The two consulted silently, and finally the young Trico made up its mind. It accepted Ash's offer. Welcome to the team, Trico, Ash cried. He threw a Pokeball. It clicked. A single ding confirmed the capture. Yes, I caught Trico. Pikachu and Fanfi celebrated. Xiao Gang and the others had heard the noise and rushed over but arrived just in time to see Ash's capture. Pidgeot, fly back to Professor Oak's lab for now. I'll switch you when we get to Rustboro City for the gym challenge, Ash told Pidgeot. Pidgeot agreed and took to the sky. Ash's team was full again. The newly caught Pokémon still needed training, and he wanted to form a bond with Tyranitar, so in the end, he decided to send Pidgeot to Oak's care. With Trico added to the team, Ash and his friends continued on toward Rustboro City. To be continued. Chapter 15, Special Training in the Forest, Seviper Attacks. After lunch in the forest, Ash set his Pokémon to special training. He assigned each a clear task. Tailo, work on mastering Steel Wing and Aerial Ace, like Pidgeot taught you. Siba, Tailo chirped. Eevee, keep practicing Crystallize Outbreak and Iron Tail from Pikachu. Pikachu, concentrate your electricity into a ball and learn Electro Ball. Eevee, Pika, they answered in turn. Ash strapped a training device onto Fanfi to build its strength. Tyranitar worked on Fire Punch with a learning machine Ash had switched to. Seeing Trico chewing on a branch, Ash paused. Trico, I want you to learn Absorption. As a grass type, you shouldn't only have leaf attacks. Chama, Trico replied. Trico didn't learn Vine Whip at birth like Bulbasaur or Chikorita, and its final form, Sceptile, is a fast attacker. Very different. The best options now were Absorption and Seed Machine Gun. Absorption could evolve into Mega Drain or Giga Drain later, so Ash had Trico focus on Absorption first. Xiaozhi couldn't resist a jab. Princess, look at Ash. He's got a plan. Your Torchic still hasn't learned anything new. Mind your own business. I haven't decided Torchic's direction yet. Xiao Yao snapped, then punched Xiaozhi in embarrassment and irritation. All right, but Ash knows how to run training sensibly. I think he'll definitely win the Hoenn League this time, Xiao Gang sighed. If you want, you can put this training device on Torchic to help it gain strength faster, Ash offered. He handed Xiao Yao another device. Thank you. Xiao Yao beamed and strapped it on Torchic. After a while of training, Torchic learned Quick Attack and advanced to ordinary late stage. Suddenly, Trico gave a tense cry. A Seviper had appeared and was confronting Trico, while Torchic froze behind it. Torchic, Xiao Yao called. Torchic ran to her with teary eyes. Seviper, type Poison, ability Shed Skin. After each turn, there's a 1/3 chance to remove a status condition. Strength, Superior, Late Stage. Moves, Poison Tail, Haze, Wrap, Takedown. Go, Trico, Quick Attack, Ash ordered. Trico rushed in, but Seviper steadied itself, used Wrap to trap Trico, and followed with a Poison Tail that sent Trico flying. Trico, are you okay? Ash shouted. Trico struggled to its feet. Fortunately, it hadn't been poisoned. Leaves, Ash called, and Trico launched a leaf attack. Seviper surged forward and shrugged off the hits, forcing Trico to dodge around. Ash frowned. Trico only had that one decent long-range move. In close combat, it was outmatched. Having just taken a Poison Tail, a war of attrition would favor Seviper. Trico, absorption, now, Ash commanded. Chama! Trico responded. This time, using what it had learned, Trico succeeded with absorption. The drain quickly sapped Seviper's stamina. It lost the ability to battle and slithered away into the forest as soon as it recovered consciousness. Don't run, Xiao Yao and Xiao Sheng called after it. Ash watched Seviper vanish with an odd, faint hope that it would make it. Xiao Yao and Xiao Sheng exchanged puzzled looks. The special training session proved effective. Pikachu learned Electro Ball. Eevee broke through to Superior Early Stage and mastered Crystallize Outbreak. Talo and Tyranitar improved as well. Even Torchic had advanced and picked up Quick Attack. After packing up, the group resumed their journey. Meanwhile, the fleeing Seviper had grabbed Team Rocket's lunch farther off the path. In the scramble, it accidentally bit Musashi's long hair, which somehow triggered a fierce awakening in her. Musashi's aura surged, overwhelming Seviper. A flurry of fury swipes followed by a devastating million-ton kick knocked Seviper out. The snake couldn't comprehend how terrifying humans could be, and proving the world outside the forest was dangerous, it was captured by Musashi and the rest of Team Rocket. Later, the Team Rocket trio went to challenge Ash, proudly displaying the newly captured Seviper. Prepare for trouble, they began their usual speech. Team Rocket again? You never learn, do you? Ash said, irritated. Xiao Gang and the others agreed. Not today. Just watch our new Pokémon. Seviper, come out. Musashi laughed and released the snake. The moment Seviper appeared, everyone went quiet. No way. We really ran into Seviper again? Xiao Yao exclaimed, pointing. Seviper, exhausted and bewildered, had gone from one danger straight into another. As expected, Team Rocket was blasted off once more. Ash felt conflicted. Team Rocket provided him with experience and was a convenient way to rack up points, even if he had to send them flying. He used his remaining points to exchange for a Keystone and a Tyranitar Megastone. The system also issued him a Dynamax Band and synthesized those items into a Pokémon Universal Ring that could switch between systems. Ash slid the ring onto his left wrist with a grin. After an uncounted stretch through the forest, the group emerged into a city. Ah, it smells so good! Xiao Yao breathed, excited. Ash and the others sniffed the air and blinked. What do you mean, Princess? Xiao Sheng asked. The smell of the city, Xiao Yao said happily. She'd been cooped up in the forest for days and was thrilled to be back in civilization. For someone who grew up in town like me, I need the city air once in a while. The city they entered was Linkson Town. Don't let the name fool you. It had tall buildings and all kinds of shops. The four agreed to meet up later at the Pokémon Center and split up for a while. Ash and Xiao Sheng went to look for city Pokémon, while Xiao Yao and Xiao Gang headed to the mall for a shopping spree. To be continued. Chapter 16. The Gift of Shroomish, the Pelipper who claimed to be the strongest Satoshi, was helping Xiao Sheng search for Pokémon. Xiao Sheng scanned left and right, then his face lit up. In a narrow alley, a Shroomish was peeking out. Awesome! I can't believe there's a Shroomish in the city, he cried. Xiao Sheng was about to rush forward, but Satoshi held him back. Wait, approaching a Pokémon recklessly can make it attack, and most Shroomish live in forests. It's strange to see one here. You're right, Pikachu chimed in. The Shroomish was cautious, obviously on guard. Satoshi put a few grass-type energy cubes on the ground and smiled gently. Here, this is delicious. Pikachu? Pikachu nudged the food too. After a while, the shroomish crept forward and nibbled at a cube. Its eyes narrowed in pleasure as it gobbled the rest. Satoshi approached slowly, and the shroomish didn't resist when he picked it up. That's so cool, Xiaosheng breathed, watching Satoshi hold the shroomish. Before long, Xiaosheng had made friends with it, too. Let's send Shroomish back home, Satoshi said. Pokemon like this shouldn't be living in the city. Okay, Xiaosheng agreed, and Pikachu chirped. The Shroomish happily led them along. Meanwhile, Xiaogang and Xiaoyao, having finished a big shopping trip, arrived at the Pokemon Center and overheard people talking about the greenhouse and a supposed curse. Intrigued, Xiaoyao activated her Explorer title, in addition to Gourmet, and dragged Xiaogang to investigate. Greenhouse. Huh? Satoshi! Xiaosheng! What are you doing here? Xiaoyao exclaimed when they met. What are you doing here? The siblings asked in return. We heard this place was cursed, so we came to explore. What about you? You didn't come to explore, did you? Xiaoyao asked matter-of-factly. We're returning this Shroomish to where it belongs, Xiaosheng said, showing the little Pokemon to Xiaoyao. In that moment, a young man in green came up, pruning the garden. Hey, you can't just trespass here. I'm trimming the trees. They introduced themselves and explained why they were there. The gardener introduced himself as Anthony, Karina's grandfather, and froze when he saw the Shroomish. There shouldn't be Shroomish in the city anymore, he murmured. Were there a lot before? Satoshi asked. Anthony nodded. When I was a child, there were plenty of Shroomish here. They were my favorites. This mansion belongs to Karina's grandfather. I used to play here all day. But the forest was cut down and replaced with buildings. Later, Karina's grandfather died, and the Shroomish disappeared. I didn't expect they'd still be living here. You know this place is due to be demolished. If Shroomish live here, they'll lose their home, Xiaosheng said, surprised. Then let this Shroomish lead us and we'll see, Satoshi suggested. They all agreed. Under the guidance of the Shroomish, they reached a small hidden grove where a cluster of Shroomish peered at them warily. When the Shroomish they'd found explained, the others calmed down. I never realized they'd been living here all this time, Anthony sighed. It's pitiful that the forest was cleared and they had no choice. Before anyone could dwell on it, trouble arrived. A loud voice boomed. Waha! We'll take the Shroomish! Who are you? Anthony shouted. A pair of shady figures stepped forward, but Satoshi cut them off with a grin. Team Rocket, I know your routine. Come out, Tyranitar. Use Hyper Beam, Pikachu, Thunderbolt. What? Satoshi, that's not fair! That one of them yelped, flustered. The bluff worked. The would-be thieves slunk away muttering. Satoshi then turned to Anthony. Mr. Anthony, could you do one thing for us? Anthony blinked. What is it? You said you were going to demolish this place. Please don't. At least not right away. Give the Shroomish somewhere safe. Xiaogang and the others echoed the plea. Anthony thought for a moment. I'm sorry, but the old house will still be demolished. However, he smiled at the Shroomish. I'll plant a large number of trees here and create a new home for them. Great! Xiaosheng jumped up, cheering. Everyone relaxed. At that moment, the Shroomish that had led them nudged Satoshi and dropped a small bead at his feet. Satoshi picked it up. What is this? The Shroomish smiled and nodded. Thank you, Satoshi said, bowing. Quietly, he added, System, appraise. Ding. Appraisal successful. Septile Megastone. Satoshi nearly leapt for joy. He saved 10,000 points and felt a surge of luck. Xiaoyao watched his excitement. What's up with you? You seem really happy. Heh, it's a good thing, Satoshi said, not giving away more. After farewells, they rested at the Pokemon Center and then continued on their way. A certain city. Hey, Satoshi, look! Xiaosheng tugged at him, pointing to a bulletin board. A poster read, The Gym of the World's Strongest Pokemon. Interesting. Let's go check it out, Satoshi said. The world's strongest Pokemon? Could it be a legendary? Xiaosheng whispered excitedly. Satoshi shook his head inwardly. He'd seen enough to know kids like Xiaosheng could lose their sense of wonder quickly if they followed him around. They arrived at the gym and found the so-called world's strongest Pokemon, a Pelipper. Everyone but Satoshi looked disappointed. The gym leader, Anthony, strutted arrogantly at the front. The match began. The gym's record showed the Pelipper's strength as superior peak. It was a respectable Pokemon, but Satoshi wasn't impressed. He sent out Tyranitar. Pelipper, use Vine Whip, Anthony called. The move surprised everyone. Pelipper didn't look like it knew Vine Whip. Satoshi smiled. Tyranitar, grab the Vine Whip and pull. Anthony shouted, no, but too late. Tyranitar grabbed whatever was in Pelipper's beak and yanked. A Bellsprout tumbled out. What this? The crowd murmured. It was hiding Pokémon in its beak, Xiaozhi realized. You're cheating. I'm reporting you to the League. Exactly, Xiaoyao added angrily. Satoshi crossed his arms with a calm expression. Wanting to be the strongest isn't a crime, he said to Anthony, but you can't take shortcuts. If your Pokémon is going to be the best, you have to train it honestly. Anthony's shoulders sagged. You're right, I'm sorry. I let my pride get the better of me. I wanted Pelipper to be the strongest, and I forgot what it takes. Satoshi nodded. Teach it properly. Work together. Anthony looked at Pelipper, ashamed and grateful at the same time. Thank you for the lesson. The group left the gym together. Xiaoyao and Xiaozhi flanked Satoshi, gushing. So cool, Satoshi. You're so handsome when you lecture people. Not at all. I was just saying the truth, Satoshi replied lightly. They continued on their journey, the day's events folding into new plans and new friendships. To be continued. Happy May Day. Chapter 17, The Lotad's Lake. On the way to Rustboro City, Xiaozhi's group had accidentally wandered into a Pokémon sanctuary. They met Ranger Kelly there, helped drive off a troublesome Team Rocket, watched Xiaozhi form a close bond with a Poochyena, and even saw it evolve into a Mightyena. After saying goodbye to Kelly, the group came upon a clear, peaceful lake and decided to go for a swim. This place is great, someone laughed. The air is fresh and it's so quiet, very relaxing, another added. Yeah, they all agreed and began to play in the water. Suddenly, Ash and Pikachu both stopped and looked toward the center of the lake. What's wrong, Ash? Pikachu? Xiaogang and the others noticed and followed their gaze. Dozens, no, hundreds of large green lotus-like leaves drifted on the surface, all moving toward the shore. What is that? The number is huge. Xiaoyao ran up onto the bank. Those are Lotad, Ash explained. They're water and grass-type Pokémon. They usually live in ponds or lakes, but I've never seen so many at once. So this is the Lotad's lake, Xiaosheng said excitedly. We should get to shore, Xiaoyao said. They're coming closer. We'll be pushed out. They hurried ashore, and the Lotad followed. To their surprise, the Pokémon began climbing up onto the grass. Xiaoyao hid behind Ash, trembling, until Ash's calm presence put her at ease. You don't need to be afraid, Ash said quietly. Look, see how they're all smiling? Really? Are they here to play? Xiaoyao asked, peeking out. Pikachu pointed at the lake. The Lotad had lined up and were shooting jets of water into the air. The streams met, forming a fountain that sparkled in the sunlight. Wow, Xiaoyao exclaimed, no longer afraid. I didn't expect Lotad to use water gun like that. It's beautiful, like a performance. It'd score high in a gorgeous contest, Ash added, seeing Xiaoyao's confusion. Gorgeous contests judge style and presentation. If you do well, you can enter the contest rounds and win ribbons. Collect 5 ribbons and you can go to the grand festival. Oh, I see, Xiaoyao said thoughtfully. Among all the Lotad, one stood out. While the others sent their water streams high into the air, this one's fountain barely rose a few inches. It kept spraying even after the others had finished. That one's way behind. Adorable, but kind of silly, Xiaoyao giggled. They all watched the little Lotad struggle. When Xiaogang wandered over and encouraged it, the Lotad suddenly surged, splashing a faceful of water at him before hurriedly catching up with its friends. Everyone erupted into laughter. At that moment, a girl with red twin tails and freckles marched up, hands on her hips. Hey, this is the Lotad's lake. You can't just swim here. You all have to come to my house, she snapped. Xiaoyao rolled her eyes. She's so arrogant, just like Xiaosheng. Excuse me, what do you want us to do at your house? Xiaogang asked warily. Isn't it obvious? You're coming for a scolding, the girl said matter-of-factly. Before they could protest, the 4 of them were led to her house. There, instead of receiving the scolding, the girl herself got it. Naoko, you can't be like that. Be friendly to travelers, a short blue-haired girl chided. But Princess Noriko, Naoko mumbled, head down. The blue-haired girl smiled apologetically at Ash and the others. I'm sorry, my little sister said something rude. It's okay, Ash said. Pikachu chirped in agreement. Hello, everyone. I'm Noriko, and this is my sister Naoko. My other sister and I run a flower shop, the blue-haired woman introduced. A warm, green-eyed presence made the place feel homely. The group introduced themselves in turn. When it was Xiao Gang's turn, he couldn't help himself. This humble one is called Xiao Gang, he began with a swoon. This beautiful flower shop is almost as lovely as Miss Noriko herself. Noriko blushed faintly. Xiao Gang kept going, obviously smitten. A shop this beautiful could only be the work of a beauty like you. Is that so? She replied, trying to hide her embarrassment. By the way, I just finished a blue apricot pie. Would you like some? She offered. If that's true, thank you, everyone replied eagerly. Just then, a short, green-haired girl hurried in. Princess, the orchard's drain pipe is broken. The watering cans aren't enough. She stopped when she saw the guests and smiled. Oh, new friends? Xiao Gang's eyes lit up. Noriko introduced her as Ryoko, their second sister. The three sisters ran the flower shop together, Noriko, Naoko, and Ryoko. They sat down to eat the pie. Delicious, I've never tasted anything like this, Xiaoyao said, delighted. It's made with blue apricorns, Noriko explained. The flavor is rich. Our water and air are very clean, so we can grow lots of berries. We've got more in the back. Would you like to see our garden? Of course, they answered. In the orchard, the air smelled of flowers and fruit. Noriko and her sisters showed them different berry trees and explained their uses. Then Ryoko frowned. Fixing the drain pipe will take a while, she said. The connector's too old. We'll have to replace a whole section. Ah, that's a headache, Noriko agreed. Just then the Lotad returned, splashing along the path with water still on their leaves. They carried water over the flower beds and among the trees, helping with the watering. Thank you so much, Noriko exclaimed. Why are they helping? Xiaoyao asked. We give them berries sometimes, Noriko said. They come to repay us. Then we'll help too, Ash said. Since you invited us in, it's only fair. They all released their Pokémon to help, and things went smoothly, except for the special Lotad, which began to fumble and caused a little traffic jam. Xiao Gang wandered over to help. Hey, slow down, he coached gently. You don't have to rush. Try it slowly. Lower your head. Habu, the Lotad answered, seeming to understand. It bowed its head, and the water on its leaf poured neatly into the soil. Yes, that's perfect, Xiao Gang cheered. The Lotad bowed gratefully. As dusk fell, the Lotad headed back to the lake one by one. Thank you for everything, Ryoko called to them. All of the Lotad returned to the water except the little one. It stayed on the shore and watched Xiao Gang. Everyone's gone. Aren't you leaving? Xiao Gang crouched down to look at it. Habu, the Lotad said, looking up at him. I think it likes you and wants to come along, Ash said. Really? Lotad? Xiao Gang smiled in surprise. The Lotad nodded again. All right then, please take care of it, Xiao Gang said, producing a Pokeball. He caught the Lotad. No sooner had he done so than a strange boat appeared on the far side of the lake. Team Rocket's ship cut across the water, and Jesse, James, and Meowth cackled as they aimed to steal the Lotad. Heh, we'll take that Lotad, Jesse shouted. Team Rocket captured the little Lotad in a cage and began to sail away. Team Rocket's up to something. Go, Tailo! Pikachu, hop on Tailo. Use Iron Tail to break the cage, Ash ordered. Pika! Pikachu jumped onto Tailo's back. Tailo flapped hard and closed the distance. With a fierce Iron Tail, Tailo smashed the cage open and freed the Lotad. Great! Now Pikachu, Thunderbolt, Ash commanded. Pika! Chew! Pikachu let loose a powerful thunderbolt that struck the boat. There was a loud explosion. The blast sent Team Rocket's ship reeling, and they were blasted off into the sky with their usual cries. The lake quieted, and the Lotad were safe. The next morning, Xiaozhi's group set off again toward Rustboro City. To be continued. Chapter 18. Participating in the Rustboro City Tournament. Xiaozhi's group had stopped at the Rustboro City Contest Hall on the edge of town. As Ash and the others walked toward the building, they passed a courtyard full of trainers and their Pokémon practicing moves and poses. What's going on? They don't look like they're training for battles, Xiaoyao said, puzzled. A Pokémon contest is being held here, Ash explained. They must be preparing. A Pokémon contest? Xiaoyao's eyes lit up. She had only recently learned about contests from Ash, and now one was happening right here. Can we stay and watch? Sure. Ash raised his hand first. He knew Xiaoyao was interested in the path of a coordinator, and watching would be good experience. Agreed. Xiao Gang and Xiao Sheng chimed in, and the group hurried toward the entrance. A beautifly suddenly fluttered down and landed on Xiao Yao's face. She squealed in surprise, and someone nearby called, "Princess, it's a beautifly." The beautifly's trainer hurried over with the Pokémon, and the commotion drew a few other onlookers. Ash went to the registration table with Pikachu. "Hello, I'd like to enter the contest," he told the official. "Okay, please show your contest pass," the attendant replied. "This is my first time, so I don't have one yet. Can you issue me a pass? Please put your Pokédex in the slot below." Ash slid the Pokédex into the machine. After processing, the attendant handed him a pass. "Registration complete. This is your pass." "Ah, Ash, you're entering." Xiao Yao arrived with Ms. Huimei, followed by Xiao Gang, Xiao Sheng, and two others who introduced themselves as Huimei and Eiji. Xiao Yao hurried forward. "I want to enter too." "I'm sorry," the staff member said politely. "We just closed registration when the final number of participants was confirmed. We can't accept any more entries." "No way. It's closed already?" "I finally decided to try. I should have signed up with Ash," Xiao Yao lamented. "It's okay, Princess. You only just decided and haven't practiced. Even if you'd entered, it would be hard to win. You can learn first," Xiao Gang comforted her. Ash shrugged. "I wanted to enter to broaden my style. Wallace, the Hoenn champion, is also a top coordinator. Contests have value." Xiao Yao brightened at that, though she was disappointed. She agreed to be Miss Huimei's assistant for the day so she could experience a contest from the inside. She had wanted to be Ash's assistant, but Ash said his performance didn't need one. The contest began. The host welcomed everyone and called out the first contestant. A Jinx twirled into the ring and with a few graceful spins, captivated Xiao Yao. "The most important thing at the start is the Pokemon's appearance," Miss Huimei murmured. "Preliminaries are judged on the beauty of the moves, the precision of execution, the Pokemon's development, and the coordination with its trainer. Scores determine who advances." Round after round, the performances dazzled. Eiji put on a creative routine with his Venomoth, manipulating props, and scored 29-5. Miss Huimei went next with her beautifully. Xiao Yao assisted by throwing a frisbee that beautifully used string shot to shatter artistically before finishing with hidden power. The sparkling fragments added to the effect. Perfection. Miss Huimei earned a perfect 30. Musashi appeared under a pseudonym, but her chaotic orders led to confusion and a disqualification. Finally, the host announced, "Please welcome the last contestant, Mr. Xiaozhi." "Come out, Eevee," Ash called. Eevee somersaulted out and landed poised. "Eevee, 5 consecutive shadow balls," Ash instructed. Eevee launched 5 shadow balls into the air at varying angles, then used agility, swift intertwined with the shadow balls as stars twined around them. "Eevee, finish it. Crystallize outbreak." Eevee leapt into the center of the 5 shadow balls and unleashed a crystallizing burst. The shadow balls erupted in sequence with dark purple and golden light, and Eevee landed perfectly amid the glow. The crowd went silent for a beat, then erupted in applause. As expected, the judges awarded a perfect score. "Has Ash been practicing for this?" Xiao Yao gaped. "When did he—" "Princess, we've been with Ash the whole time. When did you ever see him practice?" Xiao Sheng replied, "He probably just gave Eevee a few last-minute instructions. I didn't expect him to have such a talent for contests, or such coordination with his Pokémon." Xiao Gang nodded. Since coming to Hoenn, Ash had seemed to grow more confident and mature. Miss Huimei and Eiji watched Ash closely. They could tell he would be a strong rival. Among the 8 contestants who advanced to round 2, Ash, Huimei, and Eiji ranked in the top 3 and moved on directly. In the next round, all 3 won their first matches easily. Eventually, Ash was paired against Eiji. "There's only one ribbon badge left from this bracket," Xiao Yao fretted. "You two will meet if you keep winning." "We'll settle it then," Ash said calmly. "Good luck, Mr. Eiji." The match began. "Go, Eevee," Ash called. "Venomoth, use paralysis powder," Eiji countered. A cloud of powder drifted toward Eevee. "Eevee, dig, dodge," Ash snapped. The move was risky in the contest and cost Ash a little in points for its unpredictability. "Venomoth, be ready, Psybeam," Eiji warned. "Eevee, crystallize outbreak." Eevee emerged beneath Venomoth and unleashed the crystallizing burst. Venomoth, caught off guard, was hit and staggered. The judges deducted Eiji's score. Eevee, quick attack, then double kick. Eevee struck and knocked Venomoth out of the routine. Venomoth was unable to continue. A cross marked Eiji's elimination. Venomoth is unable to battle. Eevee wins. Xiaozhi, the announcer declared. Eiji stepped forward and bowed. Congratulations, Ash. Thank you, Ash replied. The final was set, Ash versus Ms. Huime. The Rustboro City Contest final will begin now. 2 winners have advanced, Ms. Huime and Mr. Xiaozhi. The final match will be 5 minutes. Ash, you're very strong, but I won't give up, Huime said, sending out her Beautifly. Go, Beautifly. I choose you, Eevee, Ash answered. Beautifly, hidden power. Huime's Beautifly launched a radiant white attack. The move was elegant and sharp. It cost Ash a point for style. Eevee, crystallize outbreak, Eevee answered with its own dazzling display. The 2 attacks met and scattered beautiful glittering lights across the ring. The judges penalized Huime a point as well. Beautifully, Hurricane, Huime called. Eevee, dig, Ash countered. Again, a risky choice that tested timing. Eevee, Iron Tail. Ash had been training Eevee, and it had finally learned Iron Tail. The steel-tinged tail strike knocked beautifully off balance. Eevee, finish it, swift. Eevee's final flurry swept across the stage. Battle over. The winner is Mr. Xiaozhi, the announcer called. The crowd cheered as Huime recalled her Beautifly. You were wonderful, Beautifully, Huime said, smiling as she approached Ash. Ash, congratulations. You're incredible. Thanks, Ash said, modest. Now, please welcome the winner of this tournament, Mr. Xiaozhi, to receive the Rustboro City Ribbon Badge, the host announced. Since this is your first time participating, here's your badge case too. Thank you. I got the Rustboro City Ribbon Badge. Ash said proudly. Eevee chirped beside him. Ding. Obtained Rustboro City Ribbon Badge. Reward, 1,000 points. Xiaoyao watched envy and determination in her eyes. I'm so jealous, she admitted. I'll train and enter a contest like this soon. To be continued. Chapter 19. Xiaoyao catches Wurmple. Wow, it's really beautiful. Hey, I want to enter the gorgeous contest too. Xiaoyao squealed, holding Ash's ribbon badge. Ugh, princess, how many times are you going to say that? Xiaosheng complained, covering his ears. Humph, mind your own business. Xiaoyao bristled. Then suddenly, she yelped. Ah, what's wrong, Xiaoyao? Everyone asked at once. Just now something appeared in front of me. Look, over there. Xiaoyao pointed toward a patch of bushes. The group turned and saw a small red bug crawling into the undergrowth. Oh, it's a Wurmple. Xiaoyao, you like Beautifly, right? Wurmple can evolve into Beautifly, Ash explained. Really? It can become Beautifly? It's so cute. I'm going to catch it. Without another thought, Xiaoyao darted after the Wurmple. Wait, Xiaoyao, hold on. Wurmple doesn't evolve into Beautifully every time. Ash shouted after her, but she didn't hear. It's still too early for lunch. How about we rest here for a bit? Xiao Gang suggested, glancing after Xiaoyao, who had run off. Good idea, the others agreed. Ash, however, paused. He closed his eyes, reached out with his aura, and felt something unusual. You guys stay here. I'm going to check something out, he said, taking Pikachu and running off in the opposite direction. Pikachu led Ash to the far side of the forest, where a Pokémon sat beneath a tree. When Ash approached, the golden Silcoon slowly uncurled and took a wary stance. A shiny Silcoon. If it's a Silcoon, it can evolve into Beautifully for sure, Ash murmured, surprised and delighted. Silcoon, shiny. Gender, female. Type bug. Ability, shed skin. Moves harden, string shot, bug bite, poison needle, tackle. Okay, let's catch it. Pikachu, quick attack, Ash called. Pika! Pikachu zipped forward and quickly subdued the Silcoon. Ash threw a Pokeball and captured it cleanly. He transferred it back to Professor Oak's lab immediately. Back at Professor Oak's, the professor smiled when the ball arrived. Oh, another new catch from Ash. Let's see what it is. He opened the ball, examined the golden Silcoon, and his eyes lit up. A shiny Silcoon. Excellent. I'd better prepare some lecture material. Heh, don't move. Shiny Pokemon evolution research begins now. Meanwhile, Xiaoyao's outing hadn't been so smooth. She'd run into Team Rocket, who were lurking nearby, and tried to snatch the Wurmple. After a tense scuffle of wits, she managed to outmaneuver them and successfully capture the little bug on her own. Ash returned to the campsite to find a new face waiting, Ichiro Sawama. Ash, you're back. What were you doing? Xiaogang asked, suspicious. I went to catch a rare Pokemon, Ash said. A rare Pokemon? Show us, Xiaosheng demanded, bounding over. Heh, secret's already in Professor Oak's lab, Ash replied with a smirk. Tell me. Xiaosheng pouted and tried to charm Ash into telling him, but Ash pushed him away playfully. Ash and Ichiro then introduced themselves and decided to have a quick battle. Fanpi and Tylo versus Ariados and Yanma. Ichiro's team fought bravely, but Ash's Pokemon were stronger at this stage and he won easily. Xiao Gang invited Ichiro to join them for lunch. Just then, Xiao Yao reappeared, jumping up with excitement. Everyone, I'm back. I caught a Wurmple. Well done, Xiao Yao, everyone cheered. Xiao Yao wasn't alone. Someone who looked exactly like Ichiro was trailing behind her. Ah, they're twins, she cried in surprise. It turned out one brother had been traveling while the other stayed in the forest protecting it, and they'd decided to switch places for a while. After introductions, Xiao Gang announced it was almost time to eat. All right, everyone, time to eat. Agreed, they chorused. Out you go, Torchic. Wurmple, time to eat. Xiao Yao called. Wurmple, gender female, type bug, ability shield dust, moves tackle, string shot. Wurmple turned out to be a voracious eater. After devouring its meal, it promptly fell asleep, curled up contentedly. This Wurmple is so perfect for the princess, Xiaosheng teased. Not at all. I mean, yes, it suits her, Xiao Yao said shyly, blushing. After saying farewell to the Sawama brothers, Xiaoji's group resumed their journey. Team Rocket, who'd failed to steal anything from Xiao Yao, watched from a tree on a cliff, though Musashi, Jessie, had managed to catch a Wurmple of her own along the way. While they walked, Ash explained Wurmple's evolution to Xiao Yao. Huh? It doesn't always evolve into Beautifly? Xiao Yao widened her eyes. No, some Pokemon have branching evolutions. Eevee is a famous example. It has many possible evolutions. Wurmple is one of those branching cases. Ash pulled up an image on his Pokédex and showed her a picture of Dustox. If it takes a different path, it could become Dustox instead of Beautifly. Xiao Yao stared at the image. It looks so different from Beautifly. So, Princess, you should have caught a Silcoon or waited for a Beautifly, Xiaosheng said with a sigh. If Wurmple evolves into Cascoon or Dustox, will you abandon it? Ash asked gently. Xiao Yao took a deep breath and smiled. No. No matter how it evolves, it's still my Pokemon. Ash and Xiao Gang exchanged pleased looks. Ash suspected Xiao Yao's Wurmple would become Silcoon, but evolution is never guaranteed. Xiao Gang tried to comfort her. Don't worry, Wurmple eats well. If anything, that makes a Silcoon more likely. That cheered Xiao Yao, but she knew she wouldn't relax completely until she actually saw Wurmple change. The group headed for Rustboro City and finally arrived. They climbed the city's lookout tower and stood on the observation deck, taking in the view. Wow, this place is amazing, Xiao Yao exclaimed. Once everyone finished sightseeing, Xiao Gang said the Kanasu gym should be nearby. Really? Great, I'm getting that badge. Ash shouted. They left the tower and began exploring. Under a bench, Xiaosheng spotted a little Poliwag looking lost. Hey there, are you in trouble? I can help. He squatted down with a warm smile and reached out. Poliwag hesitated, then shyly came out from under the bench. Xiaosheng scooped it up. Nice job, Xiaosheng, everyone praised. Not a big deal, he replied modestly. Then he noticed something tied to Poliwag's tail. Wait, what's this? A girl in a blue dress with 2 braids hurried over. Poliwag, there you are. We've been looking everywhere for you. To be continued. Chapter 20. Trainer Cultivation Academy. Gym Leader Dujuan. Poliwag, there you are. I've been looking for you, the girl cried. Poliwag leaped into her arms. Did you find me? Thank you so much. Teacher, 4 children about Xiaosheng's age came running up. 3 of them had a Magby, a Pidgey, and a Rattata, respectively. The 4th boy had no Pokemon with him. Poliwag must be his partner. You found Poliwag? The boy with Magby asked. Great, Coda. Now you don't have to worry. The girl holding Pidgey turned to the boy without a Pokemon. Don't let it run off next time, Kuda. Kuda bowed his head, embarrassed. Sorry. You know Kuda's afraid of Pokemon. He's too timid to even touch them, another girl protested, defending him. All right, can you 2 stop arguing? The teacher stepped in with a serious expression. The 2 immediately quieted. The teacher ruffled Kuda's hair. There. You did your best? Now let's all go back to the Trainer Cultivation Academy. Xiaoji's group introduced themselves and learned that the Trainer Cultivation Academy taught all kinds of Pokemon knowledge. Xiaosheng's eyes lit up. Princess, can we go see it? Please? He begged. Xiao Yao looked embarrassed. Ash smiled and turned to Gym Leader Dujuan. We'll be okay to visit the school before the gym match, right, Dujuan? Dujuan laughed. Oh my, you recognized me. Are you here to challenge the gym? Yes, Ash nodded. Dujuan is the gym leader? Everyone exclaimed in surprise. I'm a bit busy right now, but before your match, you're welcome to tour the school, Dujuan said, inviting them in. Awesome. Xiaosheng jumped with delight. The group followed Dujuan into the Pokemon Trainer Cultivation Academy. After Dujuan took the children back to their classroom, the principal came out personally to greet Ash and the others. I didn't expect you two to be the children of the Orange Gym leaders, the principal said warmly. He opened a door and led them inside. Come see the class I'm most proud of. This is the program for students training to become Pokemon doctors. No, I want to see the beginner trainer class, Xiaosheng protested. They moved to another room. This class specializes in Pokemon contests, the principal explained. Gorgeous competition. Xiaoyao stopped in her tracks, fascinated. I want the beginner class. Xiaosheng insisted again. There were more rooms. An advanced battle class in progress, with Typhlosion and Feraligatr facing off. Oh, I forgot about that, the principal said with a smile. This way. When they arrived at the beginner class, familiar voices came from inside. Professor Oak's face was projected on a screen, giving a video lecture. That way you'll learn that Pokemon come in all sorts of types, Oak was saying. Ah, Professor Oak, long time no see. Ash and the others called. We invite Professor Oak to give lessons via video link, Dujuan said proudly. Ah, Ash, long time no see, and what you asked me to do is done. I'll examine that Pokemon of yours, Professor Oak replied, then turned to Xiaosheng, who was trembling with excitement. You must be Xiaosheng. Hello. Really? Thank you, Professor Oak, Ash said. Xiaosheng stammered with excitement. Oak laughed. Don't be nervous. Ash, how did your gym match go? Who won? No match yet, Dujuan answered, then turned to Ash. I'll be teaching here until tomorrow. Can your gym match wait until the day after tomorrow? No problem, Ash agreed. Good luck, Ash. Give it your all. Professor Oak advised the class before ending the call. Xiaosheng, collecting himself, shouted, Professor Oak, I've read all your books and listened to your radio lectures. I really look up to you. It's my pleasure. Thank you, Xiaosheng, Oak replied with a smile, then signed off. The academy held a knowledge quiz for the children, and Ash and his companions were allowed to participate for the day. Xiaoyao went to watch the contest class. Xiaosheng finally got into the beginner trainer class. Ash visited the advanced class to earn some experience, then helped little Kuda interact with Pokemon in the beginner class and chased off a Team Rocket duo who tried to cause trouble. The day was full and productive. The experience they gained strengthened Ash's Pokemon considerably. Tylo and Phanpy both advanced to the Elite Mid-Stage. I'm really looking forward to the match, Dujuan told Ash. I'll be using my full power. Me too, Ash replied. That evening, the group shared dinner. Xiaoyao announced, Everyone, I've decided to give up the gym match and specialize in Pokemon contests. Ash and the others voiced their support. Xiaosheng, however, couldn't hide his disappointment. What, Princess? You're going to become a coordinator instead of pursuing gym battles? You could do both like Ash. I can't do both. I prefer contests, Xiaoyao said, eyes shining. Ash, when I started traveling, I wasn't close to Pokemon, but now I really love them. That's fine, Ash smiled. Everyone has their own dream. We should support Xiaoyao. Being a coordinator isn't easy. You'll have to work hard. I will. Thank you for supporting me. Xiaosheng, please cheer for me too, Xiaoyao said warmly. Of course, he answered. Before nightfall, Ash swapped Pokemon at the Poké Center to prepare for the upcoming gym match. To be continued.